हेलो गाइस, व्हाट इज़ अप। वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। कैसे हो आप सब प्यारे प्यारे पुकीस। सब लोग पहले तो लाइक करो। काफ़ी ज़्यादा रात हो गई है। भूत बनना छोड़ के मैं जो इधर वॉच पार्टी करने आई हूँ, काफ़ी बड़ी बात है। यूजुअली ये टाइम पे मतलब मंजुलिका वाला कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है मेरा, वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट छोड़ के मैं लाइव हूँ। वेरी बिग डील, यू नो, वेरी वेरी बिग डील। तो गाइस हम लोग आ गए हैं। इट इज सेंटिनल वर्सेस G2। काफ़ी मज़ा आने वाला है फॉर श्योर। आप लोग किसे सपोर्ट कर रहे हो, पोल पे वोट कर देना। हियर वी गो। 5 मिनट और फिर स्टार्ट हो जाएगा आपका ये। 5 मिनट नहीं, एक्चुअली में 10 मिनट। मैप इंट्रोडक्शन, टीम इंट्रोडक्शन, एजेंट सिलेक्शन है। 10 मिनट तो है एटलीस्ट, यू नो। फटाफट लाइक करो गाइस, कम ऑन। वैसे आज G2 का पुराना प्लेयर लीफ वापस आ चुका है, तो देखते हैं क्या
फाइनल
होता है। लीफ इज बैक गाइस, द ओल्ड OG टीम। वी विल मिस बेबी बे।
लास्ट राउंड।
फटाफट गाइस, फटाफट लाइक कर दो, दिखा दो अपना कमाल, जल्दी जल्दी कमान। वरना मैं अगर बेस्ट ऑफ 3 में 1-1 रहा ना, तीसरा मैप में देखूंगी नहीं आप लोगों के साथ। बता रही हूँ, सपोर्ट दिखाओ अपना, फिर देखूंगी पूरा।
लाइक करो लाइक।
पूरा तब भी देखूंगी जब आप लोग का सपोर्ट होगा, वरना मेरे को कोई शौक नहीं है मंजुलिका का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट छोड़ देने का।
चलो, जायंटेक जीत गई। डब्ल्यू।
क्या बात है, मतलब जायंटेक्स वर्सेस BBL लोअर फाइनल, लेट्स गो।
नहीं, नाविया होगी ना वो तो।
नहीं नहीं, नावी आउट हो गए।
नाविया आउट हो गए।
हम्म,
ये भी ठीक
And punched in the face by the whole Sentinels. I've seen this guy get bullied nonstop. It's not even a 1v1, it's a 1v9 for Samurai.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's crazy.
Great presentation, Christy.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
I think that's it.
Oh, it's me.
My
It's
turn.
your
Oh, I
turn.
look so
ये लोग
What a
happy.
क्या
picture.
गेम
I look so happy because wait, why
कौन?
am I a clown on? I'm not a clown. I'm going to be very smart this presentation. They've said that about every single one of my
find
एंडर
out.
points.
मैन क्यों आ रहा है भाई,
Shut
एंडर
up.
एंडरमैन।
मैन।
They're winning the
एंडर
finals.
कास्ट नाम
एंडरमैन।
है उसका, एंडर
Shut
मैन नहीं, माय बैड।
up. Zek and
एक्चुअली
Narek,
गाइस
that's my
रोज
first point. Let's
मंजुलिका
talk
का
about Narek.
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट
We
करती
talked
हूँ ना,
about him
आज
already.
कुछ नया
He's
कर
finding
रही
a
हूँ।
great balance of aggression. He's getting
Zekken
एंडरमैन।
and
He's
Narek,
winning
both
clutches for this team.
stars
And you back that
are
up with
in their best
Zachary
form,
Capone, the
maybe
greatest player,
ever.
that's definitely his last name also,
Yeah.
to come out of New Jersey, very
पंजा
similar to
लड़ाने की
Al
वो
Capone
चल
in
रही,
many ways.
जो जीतेगा वो।
Okay,
Mimi,
sure.
my
In his
favorite.
power and control over the
क्या
server.
कूल लगती है यार
He's
मिमी।
good. And he
मिमी
plays
इज
a wide
लिटरली
range of
कूल।
agents, and it's a good
जितने भी
example.
आप
He's my next
मतलब
point.
होस्ट
G2's
एनालिसिस,
best
जितने
map,
भी आप
that's
पैसिफिक
gone. Get
EME
it out
से
of here.
उठा
5-0,
लो,
we don't want that
मिमी
cry.
इज कूल।
Sen's getting banned, and
Okay.
Sen is going to get to play maps that they're comfortable on. That
सेन
they're chill on.
परमानेंट
They've
बैन
shown a deep pool.
एसेंट
यार
भाई।
They
मुझे
haven't
इसका ये
lost
डेनिम
a game
जैकेट
thus far
चाहिए।
this series. This stage, rather. They're perfect. They're so beautiful.
Wow.
What an excellent run for them. Let's
Wow.
go to my third point, which is mine
सेन
and
को
mine alone.
एसेंट में पसंद नहीं है।
let's go to my
G2
third point that is mine and mine
G2
alone.
का
G2 का
मैप
बेस्ट
ही
है
It's in
सेंट
the
है।
script. Sen will
इतना
win today,
लेट
making
स्ट्रीम
it head-to-head
थे
3-3 for the
कि
year.
मैं क्या
They will
बोलूँ,
then meet again
G2
on
और
Sunday for the
सेंटिनल
greatest
दोनों
regional grand
फेवरेट
finals
टीम
the
का
VCT
मैच
has ever
रात के
seen.
2-3
And then
बजे
Sen
मैं
won it back
मोनजुली का
and
बनती
beat
हूँ।
G2 to crush
मेरा
the
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट
three-peat
गया।
once and for all before they meet again at
टुडे
Champions.
नो मंजुली का गाइस सपोर्ट
I-
दिखाओ,
It's a
वरना
beautiful story.
I
मैं
don't know.
1-1
This ties the
स्कोर
record.
रहा,
I
थर्ड
don't know
मैच
who to
देखना
believe.
पड़ा तो मैं नहीं
I
देखूंगी,
don't
बता
And
रही
it's a
know which
beautiful
one.
life.
I don't know who to go for. Chat, Don't let us believe know. either of us. It's Cloud9, Golden Boy. Cloud9 is winning stage 2 America.
ये भी
Trust me,
सही है।
they're
हाँ
not going
जी,
to
आप
choke this time.
कैसे हो?
Golden Boy,
वेलकम
you're
टू
at
द
it. Trust me.
स्ट्रीम बाय द
Trust
वे।
me, I was paid off to say
Were you
that.
paid, really?
But I'm going to be real. I'm going to say the truth now to you, Golden Boy. It's Cloud9. I swear. I swear.
अरे बाप रे,
One team's
पगला
moving
गया।
straight to the Sunday Grand Final. The other one's heading to Paris. Enders ran away. Oh, it's pandemonium. But folks, the good news is
स्टार्ट
VCT
हो रहा है
America
गाइस,
starts
बट
right
5 मिनट
now.
और लगेगा। एंट्री, मैप सिलेक्शन, फिर ये सब बाकी है। गाइस लाइक करें। मैं बढ़िया, आपका स्क्रीन आ गई यार? नहीं, ये तो मेरा मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, मॉनिटर जीजी हो रखा है।
ओल्ड
हैवी
मॉनिटर है।
हैवी कुछ सपोर्ट नहीं करता, हैवी कुछ लोड करते ही फ्लिकर करने लगता है, ऑफ हो जाता है, मॉनिटर शट डाउन हो जाता है। बस वेलो वगैरह खेल पाती हूँ, ये सब वॉच पार्टी वगैरह कर पाती हूँ। जीजीज है पूरा मॉनिटर गोल लगा के रखा हुआ है, बट अभी वॉच पार्टी कर रहे तो हटा दिया।
Against all these teams, we've shown that we can take them out. Like, we can beat you. So we just gotta prove it. And that day, gotta come firing. Let's go, Francis! Sir, yes, sir!
Every single team is created throughout the whole year. There is no team that'll just randomly make it to grand finals. NRG has been through a lot of ups and downs, even the lowest of lows. Obviously, it was
ये
like
सब
2
सिनेमैटिक
years ago
वो
since I
30
made the
मिनट्स
last
जो
one.
लिया उसमें भी दिखा
If
सकते
anything, I'm
थे।
proving it to myself that the past 3 years of me playing Valorant every single day, 8-10 hours a day, isn't a waste.
Come on, boys. We're not losing.
As a group, we've all
Zen
finally
zen
come
time,
together
motion
as a
time,
team.
yeah.
Finally found our footing. We found our hold and how we all need to work off each other to play in these big
लेट्स
pressure moments.
गो, जल्दी दिखाओ, मैच दिखाओ। मैं खेल लेती हूँ, दो मुझे एक आईडी। गाइस पोल पे वोट कर देना, आपका फेवरेट टीम कौन है, टीम को लाइक कर देना, ठीक है?
It always hits you like in the moment when you look at the crowd, just looking to your left and your right and seeing your boys like happy and smiling and like the work paid off. You know, that feeling is insane.
टॉर्नेडो जैसे दिख रही है
The
काफी।
regionals is definitely a little hard. We do have a really good rivalry against them, so
Sentinels,
it's harder to
let's
hope
go.
when they win it. Especially the first one, we were so close. Looking forward to this one. Obviously, I would like to 3-0 them to get back and show that we're dominant.
Sentinels game is always the most energetic one.
बाप
and
रे,
I
इसने
love those
चेयर
games.
को
बाप रे।
पीछे धक्का
We
मार
got the
दिया।
first two. They want the third, but
चेयर गया
I think the
पीछे,
baby
ये अगर
face
बिना
speed
देखे बैठ
aura
गया
is
होगा ना
just
तो
like
अरे
मजा
हाँ,
आएगा।
gonna crumble
वो
under
अभी
pressure.
थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने मैच देख रहा था ना इसका,
हाँ,
जायंट एक्स वर्सेस नावी का। तो उसमें जायंट एक्स का एक बंदा बार बार भाई ब्रो व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, वो लोग मस्त में उसको उनको ट्रोल कर रहे।
ब्रो को रिप्लाई कर देना चाहिए था, आई एम सिटिंग
I feel like
एंड
right
प्लेइंग
now,
द
the energy
गेम।
I feel inside, everything is just right
भाई वो
now.
बंदा बार बार उठ रहा था, क्या हो रहा है, क्या कर रहे हैं भाई? वेल गुड भाई, अपने टीम को ही बोल रहा है वेल गुड, वेट कूल, नाइस ट्राई।
ओ इस बार स्टेज 2 का ट्रॉफी ये है क्या?
Riot Games
हाँ,
Arena.
टॉर्नेडो
Let's
जैसे
get
नहीं दिख
this
रहा?
हैं, ये
final
पूरा आग पहन
started.
के आ गया।
Coming to the stage first, it's your kickoff and
ये
stage
brimstone
1
जैसा दिखता है।
winners. Give it
हाँ,
up for G.
मैं एक टोपी लगा दी तो वैसे ही दिखेगा सेम।
लेट्स गो G2 G2
And you
G2
gotta
Leaf is back, guys. Leaf is back. Leaf को दिखाओ. Oh my God, there is Leaf. Welcome back, King. Oh yeah, Leaf is back.
रिटायरमेंट ली थी क्या उसने?
ना मेडिकल लीव.
अच्छा.
हाँ ये मेरे पास है यार, G2 का बंडल है. नहीं मैंने बाय कर लिया है, पैसा तो रिफंड देना है.
That's right, G2
ये
Esports with a great opportunity here. And let's not forget, this is technically an Ascension team. So, you know, technically, but what a run.
Yeah, Sentinels just
Oh
can't.
my God, Baby Bay, भाई Baby Bay will miss you. यार Baby Bay.
And now,
उनका रिप्लेसमेंट हुआ ना फिर लीफ के साथ, किसका तो हुआ ना.
Baby Bay ने लीफ को रिप्लेस किया था.
अच्छा.
ये Sentinel.
Sentinels.
Let's go. Narrate, John Cuties, Zekens, Elsis, Bang, and the coach. Let's go. W. Zekken को दिखाओ, Zekken. ये.
John Cutie भाई, John Cutie.
John Cutie तो है.
आवाज क्यों नहीं आ रही? आवाज बढ़ाओ. कोच भी बोल रहा है आवाज बढ़ाओ.
यार Sentinels. John Cutie तो है.
टेंस किधर है? टेंस को भूल गए तुमको.
टेंस रिटायर ले चुका है ना, रिटायरमेंट.
हाँ, मजा आता अगर वो मैच देखने आता. सो रहा होगा फिर में.
उनका अभी टाइम जोन अलग है ना, अभी घूम रहा होगा.
We got to huddle up here. We got to talk strategy, and here
Bind Sunset Heaven. Sentinel ने ही बैन किया है Sen को.
भाई बोले लीग पसंद है ना जी.
रिस्क नहीं लेने का, देख रहे हो गाइस. Bind Sunset Heaven.
यही आए रे. ये तो अभी फर्स्ट मैप में चल रहा था. कौन सा वो था?
वैसे कोरोड भी बैन किया है G2 ने. Sentinel का अच्छा मैप है. You know guys, Sentinel का अच्छा मैप कोरोड है अभी के टाइम पे, मतलब ये स्टेज पे, और G2 ने उसको बैन कर दिया. दोनों टीम रिस्क नहीं ले रहे. ये गाइस वो जो जापानीज या जिसमें भी कुछ लिखा हुआ है, किसी के साथ कोलैब जर्सी है ये. किसी के साथ कोलैब करा है.
किसी ब्रांड के साथ कोलैब.
Sentinels, let's आने दो.
एजेंट्स बताओ.
अरे नरेट टकलू हो गया.
It could potentially be that Baby Bay was just slotting into all
Viper?
the things that Leaf was providing for
योरू
G2
लिया
here.
है.
So maybe there is a
अरे तो
question
एजेंट तो दिखाना चाहिए ना.
डेडलॉक
कौन सी
लिया
कैसे
है,
होती है.
दिखाएंगे ना. अभी स्क्रीन दिखा रहे. डेडलॉक लिया है किसी ने.
There's so many questions at the start of this one, even on Sunset for Sen. They've not played a ton of
स्टेज
this
भी
now.
अच्छा बना है.
Only played against two of
Dream
the Brazilian squads.
race.
Lost to 2G in what was a very
Sentinel क्लासिक दिखा रहे हैं भाई ये. हाँ हाँ.
the league's best team.
दो
The Ascension teams are Sentinels kryptonite, apparently.
How dare I mention that?
They have to be quaking going up against G2 here.
योरू
But
ते
now
हो
it's the
ब्रीम
moment, and it will be
पेड डेडलॉक. आज ये जॉगमो.
on the deadlock of
ये
all
हो तो
this.
चाहिए इस मैप में.
All right, well there you go, locked in, jog on the Yoru there, of course.
Jogomo,
Tejo's back in
let's go.
play. G2 still sticking with
उनका
Tejo there.
योरू पेड रेस, ब्रीम वाइपर, Zekken रेस,
Raise
Narrate
two.
योरू.
The second half
Nice.
of 2025, we've seen other teams go for this Raise Yoru double duelist.
I will say that double duelists like the Razoru slots
Door
pretty
duelists.
effectively into something like the deadlock, being able to dodge away a lot of the typical sensors, but we'll see what Leaf can do up against these guys.
All right, folks, this is a heavyweight fight.
अरे
Our
उसने
casters
चेयर
are
को
gonna be
पूरा सुला ही
resettled,
दिया.
ready to go.
रेक्लाइन करके रखा है पूरा.
And Wyatt.
Zekken, John Cutie.
Far too much to get excited about in a game like
Best
this. Folks, thank you
casters
very
को
much
लेके
to
आया,
our
देख
desk.
रहे हो
Of course,
guys?
it's a renewal of the rivalry
White
between G2
himself.
and Sen, but it means so much more.
क्या हो
Not
गया?
just the return of Leaf, but also the opportunity to
वो जो
walk into
वाइट
the
वाला
grand
वाला है ना,
finals
वाइट
in
वाला वाला.
stage 2
हाँ.
and
वो है ना
ban
साकामोटो डेज के
first
फाइनल
advantage,
बॉस की तरह
which
दिख रहा है वो.
massive over previous stage finals.
Yeah, absolutely, and even
क्या नाम था
further
उसका?
than
लर्क.
that, this
क्या
is
नाम
Cute
था?
है यार
the
वाइट.
rivalry of Americas, which right now this year
उसकी तरह ही
G2
दिख
are
रहा है वो.
leading 3-2 in overall series.
Hello
So, an
Ultimus,
opportunity
क्या
for
हाल
Sen
है?
to get
Finally
some
battle
more
between
revenge
you
and go
and
3-3.
me. बट मैं सेंटिनल को भी सपोर्ट कर रही हूँ यार चुपचाप।
मैं G2 सपोर्टर ऑलवेज।
यार सेंटिनल अच्छे दिख रहे हैं भाई। सेंटिनल में देखो जॉन क्यूटी इज क्यूटी, ज़ेकन इज आल्सो क्यूटी,
जोगो में
ज़ेक्सिस
क्या
इज द
आगे कोई बोल सकता है?
क्यूटीएस।
And this pool, I think, is really going to test the depth that this roster has right now.
लेट्स गो भाई G2 की क्लासिक का ये पैसा दो।
नो फंसिंग।
जोगो ने ले लिया नरेट को, यूरू ने यूरू को मारा, बैटल हो गया ये। लगाओ लगाओ प्रॉपर्टी दाव पे लगाओ। मैं तो बोलती हूँ एनवी का पीसी लगा देती हूँ मैं।
अच्छा हाँ, मैं तुम्हारा पीसी लगा देता हूँ, कोई सीन नहीं। तुम्हारा पीसी मेरे पे गिरी हुई है।
ले जाना गाइस, वो 1650 वाला पड़ा हुआ है, मैंने 4060 से रिप्लेस किया था ना, वो दे दूंगी। चलो रतम ने दाव पे लगाया था, वो ही ले जा रहा है 3v2। ओके जॉन क्यूटिया, नाइस वन। पहला पिस्टल राउंड सेंटिनल के नाम। क्या बात है। सेंसिटी, वेलकम टू सेंसिटी।
John just hops over top, gets out really far right.
यार ये जर्सी चाहिए मुझे, ये सेंटिनल का जर्सी चाहिए। कोलैब जर्सी है ये।
Definitely a look at that on the replay.
10 OP आई।
Let's go.
Playing up on top of those boxes there, and again, there's no one way put down at all.
I mean, there it is. Second is just able to creep up against the wall, crouches, and jaw swings. He gets
ये देखो जर्सी अभी से खड़ा हो गया।
Long Rap is not in position to put their util down for the defenders. We're going to jump straight in round 2 though, and again it's that stinger force
सारी गलती ज़ेकन की है।
as well. It makes the econ really weird in the openers, but
सारी गलती ज़ेकन की है। बॉडी ब्लैक किया उसने।
Long range taking a fight towards Showers. Is going to have to deal with it.
Nice one.
As well.
It's on Jonah P. And there are 4 stingers.
आग लग जाएगी।
Sweaty hands of Sentinels right now. Not a whole lot to be done. I mean, we observe this kind of economic opener from Sen against C9. Now, it made their bonus kind of weird because they're playing with, 4 or 5 stingers in some cases against what could be a full buy in the coming round. But if they win that, find a way to find success in that round 3, they can buy for so much in the first half.
ये तो रहा अरे ये बोला था G2 को सपोर्ट कर। मैं बताऊं अभी कौन है। सेंटिनल टीम एंड सेंटिनल
Surely.
Tens होता तो और मजा आता। Tens and sets.
Yes.
It's really just perishing to the spike that's on the agenda for him here. Sen, hot and heavy on towards his A side of the map. Playing with a real burst of speed here, and Zelsis also lack his team to inject a bit more of that unpredictability into their games. Feels like maybe them and also G2 play a little standard sometimes.
Yeah, had said that in the post-match interview when these two teams faced last, that he felt like sometimes they were playing too standard and honestly wanted to take some inspiration from teams in Pacific who inject that insane unpredictability, like Paper Rex, for example. Sen have come out first time playing double duelist on a non-haven map.
लोग ऐसे रखते हैं, इनका भी देखना नाम जब दिखाएंगे ना डिस्प्ले करेंगे, Sen ऐसे करके आएगा, Sen नरेट, Sen जॉन क्यूटी ऐसे आएगा, Sen पूरा कैपिटल।
And that is everyone above him being a duelist. He's the highest.
जिससे VLT का नाम है वैसे।
How he gets a chance to flex his muscles here.
मैं क्या रखूँ जिंगू क्यू?
नहीं PRX।
Never mind.
Angle with the stingers across the side. Jorgamo is felled. Trent here needs to watch over towards Showers and a paint shell. Look to take a leap out of that corner. The spray comes straight through triple and picks up the deadlock.
अगर बात करें,
oh my god,
ये अच्छा लगा।
Not the ideal fights you want to take, and yet somehow they've taken down 2 players. They've got Trent low on HP, but this is another miserable angle. Honestly, Jonah doesn't just long range.
Oh भाई जोना मारा, जोना पी।
मैं अपना नाम रखूँगा BW, वो क्या बोलते हैं NV। मुझे Warriors।
तुम रहने दो। तराक किया। BW। Guys, सब लोग like करो, come on. Hype up Sen.
Zekin's movement is looking so smooth.
And they've already
carried 2 rifles out of this anti-stinger round.
I mean, like you were saying,
Ultimus भी हंस रहे.
no investment, low investment. They get 3 kills and the plant. Sen are going to take that all day. Look at the situation that it's got G2 in now. They're fully bought down. If they lose this round, it'll be worth 2%. And Narrate wants to exploit the economy by buying the outlaw, but there are going to be 3 G2 players with heavy armor,
अभी
so
दोनों टीम पे
only
बाय
a couple
राउंड है.
susceptible to a
एक
potential one
आउटलॉ है,
shot.
बट आउटलॉ भी काम आएगा
Narrate
क्योंकि
can also
डिफेंडिंग
imply more players on his A side of the map than is
है.
sort of the reality. By making use of that clone and also get crashing away to be if and when he's needed.
गाया वेंडल गाइस देख रहे हो?
Danger there for Trent. He was one of the light armor players, by the way, so that would have been a one shot. Sen have this control of B-long.
Sentinels.
As is the standard, you do want to
Haro
funnel
G2.
those orbs towards your raise, get as many showstoppers on attack as you can.
Easy win हो जाएगा.
Massive win condition for the attacking team here
ये
on
बड़ा
bottom.
G2 कर रहा है. बताना जरा ट्रेंड पे हो ये क्यों खेलता है बताना. Oh nice.
इसलिए अभी शॉट मारा वैसे.
ये नरेट ने मारा. Nice one.
अरे इसके पास वो बड़ी है वो काव वाली.
कुछ भी.
हाँ देखो ना काव वाली बड़ी है उसके पास. वो पता है मारने में गुस्सा होती है.
बहुत पसंद है. इनफैक्ट वो नर्फ होने के बाद उदास हो गया था. और वो
भी
खेलता है. उसके लिए एक जर्सी भी बनाई थी. आई लव तेहो वाला G2 के लिए.
ये वो लोग पहन के आते ना एक बार.
हाँ
पहन के तो आए एक बार.
वो जो
मास्टर टोरेंटो में. जिससे कुछ याद है.
You can't be doing him like that, man. You can't be doing him like that. That was a great round from Sentinels.
कुछ तो लोगों फटा था फिर.
अगर सेंटिनल जीती ना जल्दी सारे ये G2 के आईडीज पे सेंटिनल बंडल खरीद देगा. बोलेगा कि ये यूज करो आगे से.
Basically same time, a few seconds later, then a prowler was used from John over towards Hookah. So it looks like they're working long and they're working Hookah at the same time. But in reality, they're taking A short control. Second just TPs, they pivot back to A.
John Kitty से नहीं होता
goes down. That site is basically free for the taking.
थोड़ा जिंक्स करना पड़ेगा अगर.
And the use of the brimstone defensively here, like we're not seeing that. Like
देखो कावाली बड़ी उस पे.
At A short.
टाइम आउट ले लिया है. पहला टाइम आउट from
maybe
G2.
hoping to stall things out over there. Throw the smokes down, maybe get some B-long control, but you know there's a gate crash opportunity there for Narrow. We can get into Cubby. He can cross that part offshore without being spotted by someone like Leaf and then hit him from an unexpected spot. Assistant coach Baby Bay.
पता है ये लोग बहुत बड़ा नाइफ नहीं लेते क्योंकि पता है वो जो हम लोग करते हैं ना. मैंने एक बार बताया था हम लोग वो बना रहे थे कल परसों. कंटेंट बना रहे थे उसमें देखो वॉल के ऐसे पीक देने का कर रहे थे बोले. वैसा उसलिए नहीं होती वो. बड़े नाइफ में नहीं होती वो जो हम लोग करते हैं. वो सीन इसलिए लोग सारे लोग छोटे छोटे नाइफ लेते हैं.
They're basically just playing the same role on every single map. They're just
क्या रिवर का रामबीट.
is available to be substituted.
वैसे रिवर का रामबीट पता है बहुत अच्छी दिखती है.
5 years वाले वो
हाँ मुझे भी अभी अच्छी लगने लगी. मेरे को तो
इसने बोला था साउंड गंदी है.
हाँ मुझे भी साउंड गंदी लगी फिर बाद में अच्छी लगी. चलो गाइस अगली बार जो आएगा वो ले लेंगे चुपचाप. कोई स्पॉन्सर करेगा.
My God,
मुझे लगा मैं क्या बेचूं अभी.
has been the guy to step up for
कुछ है भी नहीं.
really perform in the server.
ऐसे देखते हैं कोई अच्छा नाइफ है मेरे को क्योंकि मेरे को एक्सो नाइफ नहीं आ रही तो मैंने वो छोड़ दिया.
Over on the B side of the map, especially on defense.
His anchoring is really phenomenal. Jonah wants to
ये देखो बुल वाली नाइफ. नरेट के पास भी.
यार प्यारी बड़ी है ये बुल वाली.
हाँ बट नहीं मिलती रह रहे अभी. बहुत कम लोगों के पास.
But when you're running this double duelist comp, you just want
to
be min-maxing orbs as much as possible and just cycling showstopper after dimensional drift for powerful executes converted into round wins.
पता है राइड बडी को ना लेकर मेरे को एक बात आती है दिमाग. वो 3 इडियट्स में वो क्या बोलते हैं राजू की मानी बोलती है पनीर तो थोड़े टाइम में ना सोने के भाव में दिखाई देंगे. वैसे वो राइड बडी
तो कभी
अंदर छुपा मारो. अरे नहीं छोड़ना है, सीधा सैन को घुस के मारो, पकड़ेगी।
ये भी खड़ा हो गया लो, ये भी खड़ा हो गया।
रुको मैं भी खड़ा हो जाता।
G2 just have the read on the situation that after that shower control was taken by Narrate, expecting that he probably would teleport back towards Fountain. You know, kind of a standard opening for the Yoru. They go stack 4 players over on the B site. Perfect read on the situation. Look at Sen, they're running into a 3-prong crossfire trying to get out of that smoke into the site.
Oh my god, baby yaar.
It's a massive horn that set some easy classic kills up for Trent inside the
लीफ फॉर्म में आ रहा है, चलो।
Sen still have more than enough cash for a buy there, but Jaw is now
ऑपरेटर है जॉगमो के पास।
Operator. Gonna be a value here, second over the top.
Okay, is eventually
अरे नहीं नहीं नहीं, नाइस नाइस नाइस, ट्रेड हो गया, ट्रेड हो गया।
going to take that position up and Jonah was going to be in trouble either way, but Leaf has found himself too out of fence, now going for the annihilation.
Oh my
able to catch on the
क्या हो रहा है? What the hell?
ये मारो मारो मारो, लीफ मारो, अरे उड़ गया वो।
Oh my god, लीफ इतने दिन बाद आया है, बीमार का लीफ।
That was some
क्या बोल रही हूँ मैं, मेरे लिए टंग ट्विस्टर हो गया। लीफ वापस आया है मेडिकल लीफ के बाद।
That Armageddon to flush everything out of showers straight into the waiting hands of
करेंगे
Leaf.
मुझे G2 fans।
It was looking good for Sen as well. They've been doing a good job finding these opening kills. Oh,
दो ही मार दिए स्मोक के थ्रू, देख रहे हो? और एक को निकल के एक को अल्ट में खींच लिया लो।
नाइस, ये देखो किया G2 प्लेयर।
Oh my god, लिटरली बुली कर दिया भाई, लिटरली इसने बोल दिया कि मैं बस 2 लीग से खेल रहा हूँ। हेलो जी किंग, कैसे हो आप? आपका मॉनिटर कब ले रहे हो नया? आपका भी जीजी हो गया
है, इनका भी जीजी हो गया।
हाँ, मॉनिटर खराब हो गया। क्या हाल है? बस बढ़िया यार, आज मंजुली का छोड़ के ये वॉच पार्टी कर रही हूँ फेवरेट टीम का।
आमी जे तुम्हारा,
थोड़ी देर में आमी जे तुम्हारा बजे। आप लोग बोलोगे फेस कैम कभी मत करना।
भूल भुलैया में तीनों मूवी में एक ही गाना है रिपीट,
पर हर में स्टोरी के हिसाब से अलग अलग बनाया है।
हाँ
हर में श्रेया घोषाल ने ही गाया। That is the thing.
यस,
श्रेया घोषाल इज ट्रू।
मारो गाइस, 3v3 नहीं छोड़ना
क्या
है।
हाल है जी किंग, कैसे हो आप?
नरेट को पकड़ के मारो, नाइस।
यार सब लोग मेंबरशिप वगैरह ले लिया करो यार, एक डेरी मिल्क के भाव का है, 2 लोग ले लोगे तो मैं रेड बुल पी पाऊंगी। नाइस, सेंटिनल जीत गई। आई एम गुड। क्या बात है, फिर मॉनिटर वगैरह कब ले रहे हो?
You mentioned it, but on this map, he is an absolute force. That was always the case with 100 Thieves in the past. This round was 100% reliant on him in that pit to come up huge. Sen had those smokes placed for way back towards heaven, but G2 just
बढ़िया खेला है ये राउंड।
3-4
was the only option, the only
पता नहीं
ऐसा क्या, कोई ना जल्दी ले ले।
that foothold there in that post
मेरा तो
plant on
जैसे
A, and
तैसे चल रहा
G2
है।
cannot get in for the life of them.
है, वो गेम खेल रहे कोच के पीछे बैठ के।
Trent here with a shoulder peek now, won't see a whole lot of action. No presence at all over on the A side of the map for Sentinels so far. They're going to work B with a split.
Jaw has that shower control opposite side with the AWP. Sentinels going to be able to get another one of these orbs. They want to prio it to John. He's got the Nightfall available now. They can leave Narrate inserted over towards B long. You know, perhaps if a Prowler comes, he'll be able to show presence and break it, but then he has that gate crash going all the way back towards short so he can meet up with the rest of the team.
It's going to be annoying. Narrate able to clear that stealth drone, so G2 still have to stay here.
This is exactly what Sen want to do, right? They want to keep that presence being shown here and then suddenly burst into that A site when Narrate teleports away.
Oh man, he's so annoying, and he's able to gate crash out as well, but it's going to play and who can still wire?
Here comes that Nightfall going to get the tag on the Valen, who's going to be fully routed out of the site.
He's getting some serious penetration over towards the B side, though he might catch Trent on the
nice
waterfall.
Here a TP play
Nightfall
at the disposal of Sentinels, but they're staying at A. They stick it there as well.
They go for a relatively safe plant, and Leaf is able to get that first bit of a strength and smoke concentrate.
Leaf on top, Maro Leaf. 3-3. 3-3. Zekan ko Maro. Zekan ko Maro. Zekan ko.
Valen just teases that out. There's also a snake bite on the spike.
Miters.
Zekan's got to be wary, bang in trouble. Jaws having a train about now.
Nice.
Very close, guys. Very
close.
close.
4-4.
This is 2 rounds in a row where G2 have done a great job on that A site of maintaining control of that entire back half. Sen are not able to get that forward control, so G2 can apply a lot of pressure right back onto the site.
Leaf is in a great spot to catch and rotate off that side through the TP anyway, but Valen, even though being hit by Nightfall, didn't fall off the side entirely.
And Sen, you know, yeah, exactly. It's like those little things, right, that are adding up. He's not giving up all of that space, isn't forced to give up all that space. Jaw retains control of Shower. Great retake positions, despite Sen's seeming success on the past couple rounds, getting the spike down. They are dead broke.
Be a fight here. Jaw catches Narrate straight away. And he's able to fall back, of course, with the gate crash.
पता है इसका भी किसी का मैंने सर्वर आ रहा है.
The weapons are not good here for Sentinels.
किसी का.
And the money isn't good for G2, so crucial for them.
Idea to
this half that they get a very clean anti-eco, retain these rifles, the operator for Jaw, which is starting to pay dividends now.
वो ही अपने क्या बोलते हैं आदत तो उसका है.
To work the other extremity of the map, they've lost that Yoru piece.
मेरे को भी करनी हो. उधर भी स्टाफ रिक्रूटमेंट खुली होगी देखो. खुलने वाली है अभी थोड़ा टाइम.
Going to be lined up pretty nicely for this. G2 adamant about anchoring the back part of this A side, no matter what round it's been. Valen just crushes Zelsis, who's had a quiet opening to the series so far, and he's surely going to work. Bang gets in there, Frenzy fires off. Valen's forced to back away here, and there's Bang picked up the op, goes to work with it. A little bit dangerous.
Might at least have an opportunity here for a plant, get some more cash for Sen on the future rounds.
Cover कर लिया है, but 1 week भी है. Operator लेके भाग जाएंगे.
Not pass भी भाई. एक गोली है वैसे भी.
Operator फिर से वो practice लेके आ गए. Operator लेना देना guys.
Tears 2 away from G2.
Get away with 3 guns on that. If we want to look at the alt situations, G2 have some significant ones to play with.
एक दो टीम ऐसी लगती है, VLT वॉल से सोल लगती है. है ना?
G2 with a dimensional drift, orbital strike heading into this next round. And those could be a nice combo as well. Pinging players out with a dimensional drift, getting an orbital strike in. Jonah getting a seize in there as well, calling out a player position from that Yori ult.
This is reminiscent actually of some of the adjustments that C9 made against Sentinels across a couple of maps in that series, is trying to catch Sen as they're hitting that site fast.
Time out by Sen.
Sentinel का time out, पहला time out G2 को था, अभी का time out Sentinel का है, दोनों टीम का एक time out.
G2 don't want to put themselves into a retake scenario against this Sen team, and I'd say the inverse will be true on the other side. Sen are going to be playing against the deadlock. When they move to defense, they can't afford to do that either. They can't afford to give the site, to let the deadlock set up, put a wall in your way, and force you to retake from one singular angle.
I want to see if, over on that A side, Sen are going to adjust their play in regard to how those backside fights or lack of are really happening. If they can maybe try to find a timing where you can have their A pop a flash out from one of those site smokes.
उसको जाके वो संजू मूवी जैसा वो बोला टाइगर है
getting back in through backside through heaven. It's been that transitional moment where G2
किसी की तो मॉम है, किसी की तो बैंक की मम्मी है, ये मम्मी पापा है.
Start to the round. Noses pressed to the barrier.
देखो पीछे रिवाइंड करके.
Early prowler off rip. Narrate might want to imply some control.
अब तो खेलना पड़ेगा.
मम्मी पापा दोनों तब से आने
What
लगे.
do you think will win? देखो एक बंदा पूछता है कौन जीतेगा.
What do you think will win? Tough question, because both the teams are the top teams of America. So I can't predict, but I am rooting for like Sentinels right now. Hope they win for the day.
अभिनव भाई
आप
हेलो
किसको support
क्या
कर
है
रहे हो by the way? Abhinav, hello, welcome to the stream, guys. Do a like
so far,
and
with the op in the corner, a little ridiculous. What's going to happen here though?
क्या?
Sen of fully cut noise,
Subscribe.
but Jaw, he's getting that passive information towards B.
And
so these
vote
G2
in the
players,
poll
they're not
for
gonna
your
move. Leaf and
favorite
Valen, they
team.
are
Let me
steadfast in
see
the
who is
positions right
winning
now.
the poll
Jaw's
right
creeping
now.
more further
Who
forward,
is
and now
winning
they
the
have the
poll?
audio cue on Bang. So I want to really cover Bang from that position. John is trying to watch, I think, get towards
Sentinel
that
is currently leading 60%. Let's go.
Bang is alive, down to 7 HP, and
does the contact take?
आप लोग किसको support कर रहे हो, guys?
Starting to open
Is
things
it
up a bit more.
Sentinel
Valen's going to
or
be forced off this
G2?
line. John's still teasing a
और
part,
आप
but not
लोग
quite
हमेशा
sticking it.
इतनी रात
Zelsa set
तक
up a
जगते
shower
हो?
though.
get the info on Leaf and a fast trade from Zelsis. That
टाइम
was
नहीं है टाइम
crucial.
नहीं है टाइम नहीं
Reposition there
प्लांट
from
हो गया
Zelsa's. Valen now again, still controlling that
1v2 not
5-5.
possible
Oh my god.
5-5
A huge noise cut there from Sen.
5-5 round.
Early on that player towards Lampside, still recover.
Yeah, they take
Guys,
that really
like and
fast
subscribe.
execute in towards A.
It
They
will
do actually
motivate
fight
me
through
a
lamps.
lot.
They do get a kill backside, and then they retreat. They play things slowly. Second was well aware that a flank could have been coming from
Head
Jaw
to
from
head
the
जा
market.
रहे हैं ये लोग.
Catches him for free. I think great trading, really. I mean, that moment as well where Leaf gets the kill, it was instant from Zelsis to get that one back onto him.
Yeah, they had the time to set up those really nice crossfires.
And this game has been so back and forth. G2, they're already on an eco now. Just one round lost, and they are relegated to Sheriffs.
अभी eco round है
Game here, heading into the
G2 का.
11th.
No one's economy has been safe, and that's why Narrator's picked up the Outlaw here. He
G2
has
का
been
guys eco round
pushing that a couple
इसमें
times on attack.
इतनी रात को स्ट्रीम कर रहे हो वॉच पार्टी कर रहे हैं यार आज इम्पोर्टेंट मैच है इसीलिए वरना मैं कभी नहीं आती इतनी रात को आप लोग को भी
Does
पता
get the
है
spot on Zekin, and Zekin he gets the spot on him. Going to be forced back by that
सो
wall.
जाओ नलायक अरे डॉन ऐसे कैसे मेरे दोनों फेवरेट टीम का मैच है और मैं सो जाऊं यार तुमने तो अपना रूटीन सुधार लिया था ना डोंट से
Teammates
मी
again, Narrator's working towards short, just hoping that someone is going to show themselves on that A side. Okay, a G2 moment.
मंजुलिका का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट छोड़ के मैं इधर लाइव हूं तो जल्दी जल्दी गाइस लाइक करो कम ऑन
Now back over towards the site. 38 seconds left of the round. We have the dimensional
Eco
drift now
round
from
है
Jordan.
यार
There's
जी
definitely plenty of information to be gained on this part of the map.
फिर भी एक फ्रैग निकाला
He's
है
trying to entrench himself here over towards Lamps. He's going to have support from Trent backside. Can he catch a timing?
Oh, ugly. Okay, Leaf's able to get away with it though. But he's
टैग
stacked up
कर
with
दिया
Trent
ऑलमोस्ट
inside
नरेट को
Lamps
टैग
here.
कर दिया
And
गाइस
Zekin's ready for a backstab attempt. It's going to be Trent winning it out. Over on that lamp side now, the options are getting limited for Sentinels. They've got to make
What?
a play here, but Jonah is
इको
a
राउंड
problem.
जीत रहे भाई
Another
G2
sheriff pick. Down to Zelsis and Narrator.
जॉगोमो ने मारा
और दो लोग
ओ माय
नाइस
गॉड
एक
What a
एक
round by G2. This
Second
is
time they've been
something,
ecoed in this half by
you know, this
G2,
is
and more
something
than
very,
anything,
very
it's come down to
ये
good
पहली बार देख रहा हूँ
positional
कि
play
उसमें
from G2.
मॉर्निंग में
Neither of their ecos were
रिपीट
just
देख
a
लेना
guy
यार मैं
randomly
मिस
gets
नहीं
a
कर
couple
सकती
sheriff
ये
kills,
दोनों टीम
crazy
का
headshots.
मैच
No, they actually outplayed Sen
बिल्कुल
in
भी नहीं
the
मिस कर
Mako game
सकती
on the
मैं
prior one. They stacked the right
मैं
site,
देखती
and on
रहती हूँ
this
ऐसे
one,
सुबह तक भी
off of
देखती हूँ मैं
Jaw's
जब
ultimate,
मतलब इम्पोर्टेंट
committing a
होते हैं सुबह
dimensional
7
drift
7:30
on a
बजे तक
pure
चलता है
eco, gets all of the
Thank
information
God
for the
ये
team
match
to
like first half
fully
में है
encircle Sen on this A site. Helps as well when Valen just gets the run and gun stinger kill, but
He was waiting inside hookah, holding a very close angle. Then he
यार
goes
कोई
looking
जॉन
and goes up
क्यूटी को
against a player
खेलने
who's
बोलो
better
अच्छे
equipped than he
से
is, still wins that out. And all of a
बेबी
sudden,
वे
it just
के
starts
लिए
to
यार
come
थोड़ा
down
सा
to
बुरा
cards.
लगा
you can just
गुड
feel from the
नाइट
point of
गुड
view of the
नाइट
Sentinels
डॉन
player,
सो
the
जाओ
walls
डॉनवा
closing in on them, the pressure that they were under. You could feel it getting dangerous.
Might be a pop here out of hookah straight off the rip. Better weapons for G2. Sen already down to an awkward buy in this last round of the half. With the bucket.
Oh my
Pretty well
God.
appointed in that position.
जोनापी ने भाई उठा लिया
Click the
टेंस
mouse
को
one
वापस
more
लाओ यार
time, probably
उसने
would have got that
रिटायरमेंट ले
kill
ली
on
है
Jonah.
होपफुली
Second out
कभी
a
को वापस
showstopper
आए
that's not even going to be able to be used in this half.
मुझे दिल से लगता है कभी तो वो वापस
Like
आएगा
you said, yeah, no chance in this half of that.
That being said,
बट नहीं भी
every
लगता है
remaining
क्योंकि ही
Sentinels
इज
player
नाउ
will have
इन
an
अ गुड
opportunity to
लाइफ
use
यू नो
ultimate here, and it's
गेम
We're
के
gonna
रेज
start
के
with
परे ही इज
Narrator.
एंजॉयिंग द लाइफ ही अर्नड
That was the B-side gate crash faked. It does pull G2 out to have a look and confirm.
Alan wants to get in back sight. Oh no!
ओ ब्रिम को अटका रहा था ये मोट को अटका रहा था भाई अटक
ये भी कोड बचा है अभी
we miss tens and sassy for real 2v2 है Bang Jelsies versus Velingly. Oh my god, Viper के ult को deny करा है, देख रहे हो
Waiting
guys?
for his teammate. Valen is playing this so intelligently.
And there's no plant still. Zelsis doesn't have the space.
1v1, nice. 7-5 half, good half. Well played, Sentinels.
उड़ गया ये।
Nice one, G2.
Valen looking like he did last week against
बढ़िया
NRG
खेला
as
यार,
well.
मजा आ गया.
Look, I mean, it's literally the same. Jonah and Valen are the two
ये
players
बार-बार
with the
उठ
most
क्यों
kills
गया?
on G2. There's something about this map where that duo just activates. But he played this so intelligently, man. Every single kill, he didn't get greedy. He didn't go for more. He just throws out a stim, runs away with the extra speed.
ये hello Jelsies बोल रहे हैं भाई.
Comes back in when his teammate was rapping from hookah. It's so smart.
Zelsis studiously ignoring Valen to the
Ignore कर रहे हैं casters भी बोल रहे हैं भाई.
7 and 5 at the half. G2
Jelsies
a couple
भी
crucial
like
rounds
कौन
to
होता?
put them in the lead halfway through by.
7-5 good
Half
half. अगर ये pistol round and eco round both जीत जाते हैं तो
Total glow up. What's her
7-7 equals score.
Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer.
Guys, आप लोग
Like
किसको
me.
support कर रहे
Now
हो?
I
बताओ.
have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick?
I'd suggest a classic cat eye.
Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
इन दिनों वो फाइनल्स और ये सेमीफाइनल्स का मैचेस है तो ध्यान रखना और थंबनेल वगैरह रेडी रखना, ठीक है?
ठीक ठीक डन है।
मैं विराट कोहली को, वाह, कुछ भी हो जाए जीतेगा तो विराट कोहली ही। नाइस।
विराट कोहली फेवरेट।
Zen Daijougo Senpaiもよ。ऑफलाइन जा रही नहीं यार, मैं तो मैच देखूंगी।
G2 running it back from last week with Valen and Jonah P leading the charge. It's a fantastic clutch situations.
इतने सारे फोटो लेके आए हैं, देख रहे हो प्लेयर्स का?
Perfection over on that B side, completely undoing
मैं
Sentinels
कभी
and
ऐसे गलती से फेमस हो गए, मेरे फोटो लेके आए। मैं फोटोज कलेक्ट कर लूंगी, मैं बोलूंगी पासपोर्ट साइज फोटो मांगते रहते तो
We didn't see that in his last match against
कलेक्ट कर लूंगी
Cloud9,
मैं
which was
चुपचाप।
a rare
कैसे लिया मेरा
underperformance
फोटो?
from the man who has been
यार ये वाली
positive
नाइफ
in
मत
every
दिखाओ।
single series he's had in
मेरे
his
को
वाह,
कभी
वो
नहीं
भी
मिलेगा, मेरे को
until
कभी
that
नहीं
match,
मिलेगा।
and he
क्यों
has
जले पे
bounced
नमक
back
रख रहे हो?
immediately.
इसी की तेईस।
What can he do on this defense side? He's notorious for being a dominant player from that
अभी
position.
अटैकिंग है
His
G2
anchoring
का।
on B is mental, but right now G2, they've inserted themselves into lamps, trying to get some forward positions, play around this wall from Leaf and get a safe plant if they can.
The wall really breaks up back sight a little bit there. You can sort of see it can be skirted around by Narrate, and he does so. Second so far, playing inside
Nice,
the smoke, and
net
he's got
kill
Jonah already with a
निकाल
paint
लिया
shell, but
यार,
the
क्या बात
spike
है?
was stuck.
Yeah, he's just able to lob that over. Leaf is tucked into the corner. This is a cheeky little position.
Everyone's in smoke. No one can see anything.
Oh
Narrate
my
with his back
God.
there, the Leaf gets caught out.
4v4
Johnny on the swing,
Great.
and the timings have been very good here for
और
G2.
नहीं
PvP
निकाला,
हो गया
PvP।
गाइस, पलक झपक
He's
पे
just
कोई
stuck
दिक्कत
in
नहीं
lamps
है।
now.
Whatever he can get. Now eyes over towards that Lamb's direction. Trent a little ostracized here inside shower. Valen knew that Zekken will be taking the fight to him, and Joyce found another timing. He just, just moves out of Lamps at his own opportunity. And there's no reprisal, there's no trade.
Jock him
It's
with
so
the
hard for
shorty.
Sen to get a defuse here.
Nice.
And he's going to keep popping out, taking a shot.
8-5 G2 ने जीत लिया ये राउंड।
On hard mode.
Nice.
That is unbelievable. Sen
8-5.
trying their hardest to just avoid him. If we don't look at him, if we don't acknowledge him, Jaw isn't real. He can't hurt us from lamps. But he just finds the perfect moments to get back out of there and flank them.
And that is such a chaotic round. You can see that so much play through these smokes. That's the C's nade combo, of course, that accounts for Jonah. Like, how is Jaw not spotted? The crossfires here for G2, just sublime.
They were so good, and there was that moment as well where Nere just isolates himself trying to take showers, gets dealt with, but anyhow, fast into the next. It's G2 with, I mean, would hate to be Zekken in this situation.
Early play over towards the TP side, and now is sheepishly backing up. Caught inside the grab net. Nice little answer to him. He'll be stuck there for most of the round. There's a sonic sensor as well outside the door waiting for him.
Leaf didn't get the memo. He went for the Spectre. He was supposed to buy a Stinger in this situation, but it's all right.
He hasn't played 2 weeks.
Yeah, he hasn't played for a while.
Guys, come on, like karo. Kyun nahi ho rahi padhai
That's kind of your team's thing, but
Sen looking for more of a longer range engagement here, and well, better weapon wins. At least that's been the case for G2.
Almost, guys, flawless ho sakta tha.
Zelsis will, I'll wait the 4 horsemen now, just tucked in this corner, eventually to be dug out by Valen, who can just run and gun. And all of a sudden, G2, you blink, and they add 4 rounds to their total, already putting Sen, underwater.
Sen, who are going to have to deal with the exact same situation they put G2 in, which was bonus round, whole lot of Stingers, going to run it down on them.
It is terrifying how frequently this pays off in Americas, especially.
Oh, and especially so for G2. They invented this. This is their bread and butter. All right, let's see if Sen can stop the bleeding and get back into this game.
They're taking some long lines on the A side.
Oh my god, that's a crazy lineup.
That's the second round in a row. Zekken's been caught by an early grab net off the rip.
He has to try to get back into laps, retain some positioning, swing off that prowler.
So much damage to Zekken. He just styled on him, bro. He just did the Dougie on that boy.
Not the shorty and lamps again, man.
5v3.
Bro, he is vibing. Last 4 rounds, Jorgamo has been
यार ये शॉटी क्यूट लगता है बुलबुले वाला एक्वेरियम जैसा लगता है छोटा
This one's just done. Time to save. Time to save.
The last time, I love to call out from Mimi earlier. The last
पिछली बार के कॉल बैक इवेंट में आई थी बहुत पता नहीं बहुत फेमस कर दी लोगों ने
क्यूट लगता है ये शॉटी
kind of shallow.
आती नहीं है इसको भी रेयर कर दिया परसेंटेज गिराई है इसको
potential grand final we need a deeper pool.
That depth is absolutely required, and it kind of feels like at the moment for G2, I mean, what are they missing? Corrode, that's really it, right? They're trying to figure themselves out on that map, but outside of that,
they're looking
solid on everything. Like, we didn't know what their bind was like until they debuted it against NRG last week. And evidently, this is just the home ground of Valen and Jonah.
And we might have seen this last week because they actually floated this map against NRG. Just never ended up getting it.
Jaw is a menace in lamps.
Bro, his ankles, man. Come on.
नई Jaw game.
Yep, that Stinger combo.
He's been on a heater too, Jaw.
Shotgun मार के
plays
चला
out all year has been this playoff run. I think he's the 2nd highest rated ACS at the moment.
Not just Yoru all the time.
Yeah, he's finally getting to play some other ages too.
Oh, Leaf ने down कर दिया
here, Leaf.
That's the offense side.
Second को down.
Shades of narrate on that first half. Just pushing down short, waiting for a defender to peek. Instant kill onto Zekken. This is a Sentinels who are fully forced up. It's resulted in Zelsis just having the Stinger to play with.
Again, the likelihood of G2 giving them anything for free here is pretty low. G2 looking at the map. They've got extensive showers control. That was a gate crash out of A by Narrate. Bolstering that B-side presence. That leaves Zelsis alone at A, though, and that is where G2 might be looking to end.
You know, situations like this, you know, when we've seen other teams running this double duelist, you would love to have Zelsis really fight doggedly for this space and lamps, not give it up so the rest of the team can flood back in. This comp, it's about speed, it's about flooding, fighting together, putting pressure when the spike is going down. But you know, G2, they've been able to circumvent those situations so far. They do it yet again here. Full retake needs to be activated for Sentinels, and it needs to be a success. Their economy is really, really bad right now.
This crossfire has already been set up. G2 falling back into those strong positions, and Sen now have to take the side.
हर किसी में भागने से
Flash to work with.
Oh, line up.
That's a molly that wasn't blocked. Yeah. That's going to give them the hot foot and force Sen to disperse away from the spike for the time being. That was a little angle, maybe even a timing over the top here. John able to find one, narrates, rifle chimes in. John has been marked and can just sort of try and take a swing on this step. Maybe just force John off the side. And
save for it. 11-5.
And they are very quickly losing their grip on this game.
11-5, let's
No encounter over at the TP. G2 will stay. Hatch is battened.
Nothing that Sen could do. G2 are so patient there. They really over-indexed in waiting for that molly to come down and body blocking it. Couldn't do that. Didn't get on the spike earlier to really get it to half. Time just dwindled way too far. G2 were just patiently waiting behind these smokes. Didn't need to do a thing.
Move, Alex, you big body. If I die, I swear to gosh.
Thanks for keeping it real rated G for us on that.
I don't think I've ever heard someone say I swear
Time
to
out
gosh.
ले लिया है Sentinel
I'm really impressed at his composure in that moment. Obviously a very necessary timeout here called by Sentinels.
देख रहे हो pauza.
An awkward couple of rounds. Finally a chance to buy in, and there's a showstopper here for Zekin, but outside of that, I mean, they have done nothing in this second half.
I'm going to imagine it's
Guys, we are in pauza right now.
Force, invest everything they can. They get away with a couple rifles. That showstopper is going to need to be everything for them to stay in this game. G2 are on a 6-round run at the moment. Started at the end of that first defensive half.
And Jorga shot straight back up to the top of the scoreboard here in this second half. This player has been great for him. Number 2 in ACS and KPR. In the entirety of Americas, of course.
वाला सोने वाला
Again, not
sticker
just
भी
in that
काफी
Euro
प्यारा
jail,
है.
really flexing around a whole ton. Back to his roots in a way.
Oh, this is G2 leaves first deadlock game in his career और इतना अच्छा खेल रहा है.
Pretty well. This comp from G2 so far, nothing but success. Sound win against NRG, and it looks like they're going to repeat the same against Sentinels unless they can come back in this crucial round. Everything invested. Skin is caught yet again.
Nothing there. Wah.
The annihilation, crucially, narrate has to hold his ground. It's coming too fast here for Sentinels to clearly deal with. It is second showstopper.
ये round
Sentinels takes the brimstone out of the game. Jonas up on the cubby though, catches bang as he walks on out. Does he know there's a player backside? 2 of them are there.
देखा guys,
Sentinels gamble correctly. Ended up in the right place.
11-6.
G2 just come out with the fastest of fast hits. Sen stacked up and ready. Good little double face at the end there out of the smoke to clean things up. It looked like Jonah may have had a chance to wrangle that round back. Showstopper gets great value. Second getting back in after being caught in the net for the third time instantly. I mean, these net lineups from Leaf have been getting a lot of early value.
अभी दोनों टीम पे बाई है.
Many such rounds against
Deadlock
C9 where they
card
simply
miss हो गया ना उधर.
took these
वरना
aggressive
round
fights.
इन्हीं का था.
So look how far forward on this B side they're playing wide. They want another close fight.
They want to fight over this orb because Josh surely is going to go for trying to get that dimensional drift. Punish. Well, he'll have it for the next round. Narrate deals with him effectively. Valen going to get the orbital strike though. Still so many ultimates going to be available in the near future for G2.
Trade हो गया है इधर.
Still deep anchor positions for the remainder of Sen here on B.
Brim के पास ult है फिलहाल के लिए. Post plant पे खेल सकते हैं.
Was telling the truth about the 2 weeks not playing thing, honestly. Just makes it sound worse, but...
I don't know, it's possible. He plays a lot of RuneScape. I don't know how much he was really playing Valorant.
So far, he's definitely been farming level 99 in this game.
Narrate's on that rotate towards elbow to set up a good crossfire here with Zelsis. Try and play off this wall that they've got. Smoke's going to be dropped. Zelsis is now fully covered up, so we'll have an opportunity to pop out that right side just in case, but he wants to go forward.
Leaf is watching this. Obviously, we're getting the Sonic Sense, and Narrate's able to win out against Jonah and flash himself out of that smoke, if I'm not mistaken, and Zelsis is slowing things down for hookah.
Both Sen players are just isolated little mini games right now. Zelsis,
Nice spike down.
Won't be given a chance to escape, but that spike is out in the
हो गया.
open. Trent with
11-7.
but pack it in for the next round and send scrape 2 together.
Narrate really finds its footing in this round. Big impact.
Time out by
like
G2.
Sen, super aware that G2 are going to really try to get towards those orbs with multiple players just being one away. So they fight over that B control, especially you can just have your Yoru here in front of the smoke. He can teleport away, wins that duel against Jaw.
ये ज़ेकन बहुत ज़्यादा पिक दे रहा है, वो बॉक्सेस के ऊपर ही रहता है.
Literally narrating Zelsis, the two of them just kind of working together with Util, or at least Zelsis giving him smokes and stuff, but
भाई ब्रिम को बुरा लगता है, ब्रिम बहुत स्लो सा भागता है.
मोटू सा है ना वो, भाग नहीं सकता. अरे वो भागता भी है तो बहुत आवाज आती है.
वही
दो लोगों का फुटस्टेप एक में आता है. ऑपरेटर से को टकरा दिया है.
उसके पीछे भी किसी की छुप सकता है.
कर लिया है, ब्रिम ने अल्ट कर दिया है, जोकोमो ने और एक को मारा और एक को मारा, टीपी कर लिया है गाइस.
ब्रिम के पीछे दो लोग छुप सकते हैं आराम से.
अरे वो पहले दिख जाता है, मैं क्रिकेट ट्राई कर चुकी हूँ यार, एक्सपीरियंस से बता रही हूँ लिटरली. कॉर्नर पे मैं छुपी हुई दिख जाती हूँ.
I mean, Baker trying to make something happen. He's got a lot of cash right now.
यहाँ वहाँ नहीं छुप सकते आप ब्रिम लेके.
इसलिए तो मोस्ट ऑफ द लोग फीमेल कैरेक्टर लेते हैं. इतना नहीं.
Has been unbelievable.
Yeah, you have to be really preemptive with this
यार
deadlock
केजे
utility
क्यूट है,
normally, right?
इसलिए
Can't
मैं
just throw it out
केजे
willy-nilly. It doesn't get you that value, but
बट अभी तक है ना 3 ही कैरेक्टर अभी तक की है. फुल दिखाया है.
मैच पॉइंट फॉर G2.
12-2
this year, so we haven't really
witnessed the
Ninjutsuer be exploited in that you're
यार ये
getting
वाली
the net
नाइस
as your
मत
signature ability.
हैक कर
मेरा
रहे
दिल आ
हैं.
Making the most of it.
नहीं आएगी.
Definitely making the most of it. I've not seen
सारी
this
भाई
level of
गलती
connecting
एनवी
in
की
one
है,
game.
इसने मेरा ब्रेन वॉश कर दिया है. इसने बोला साउंड इतनी अच्छी नहीं है.
6th एनिवर्सरी पे लेंगे.
I mean, I can't blame Second for trying to be able to
Sixth
get the kill
anniversary
when he's
पे
getting out of the
लेके
dimensional drift.
कुछ अच्छा आएगा तभी लेंगे.
But it's such a
6th
chaotic
एनिवर्सरी.
moment that
कोई
Zelsis
स्पॉन्सर
doesn't
कर
even
देना
realize
यार.
he's exposing
मैंने आज
himself
तक
to
एक
that
भी
potential
बंडल
angle,
नहीं
because
खरीदा है
why
पूरा.
would that be a potential angle to
मैंने भी
die
नहीं.
from? The moment is
स्पॉन्सर कर देना गाइस, वरना किडनी
far
बेचनी
too
पड़ेगी.
chaotic to realize the Jaw could get a free kill there.
सेंटिनल का
Because the
थोड़ा
chance for
सा
multiple Sentinels
फोर्स
ultimates to be
बाय
developed off
है.
orbs at the start of this round.
दो लोगों के
They
पास
had no
हाफ
control
शील्ड
of the
है.
A
It
side orb.
works.
So that will go to Leaf.
जोगोमो के पास इधर ऑपरेटर आ
More
चुके
tentative
हैं
here,
जिन्होंने
yeah.
मिस कर
Over
दिया
on
है
the B
पहला
side, I think they
शॉट.
would love a nightfall for John. The threat of that operator is going to stave them off for now. Okay, Narrate just takes
नाइस.
that quite
नेरेट ने फ्रैग
Every now and
निकाला
then he
है.
just mixes something like
क्या
that in.
बात है गाइस. डब्ल्यू
Works out just as often as not. What an important round for him to get an edge of just a raw swing.
He is really starting to light up G2 on defense. John wants to even the odds, playing with this operator. Narrate can take that first contact, teleport away,
गाइस
and
क्या
then you
लगता
have
है कौन
Zekin
जीतेगा?
controlling over
पूरा
to
मतलब
Lance, and that's another free one.
नेरेट ने एक और फ्रैग निकाला है.
Narrate's done his job.
3v4.
Yeah, done more than enough, I would
3v3.
like to think. Second losing out, though, that's a value loss. Well, now there's going to be Lamb's control set up for G2. Yeah, they'll be slowed up here a little bit. That's to be
क्या
expected.
लाइन
In the
अप है यार
meantime,
इनके.
Bang is
सीधा
wending
उधर ही
his way
फेंक
towards
देते
them
हैं
on his
जहाँ
late
पे
round.
प्लांट हो रहा है.
That'll allow Bang to maybe get a better, more optimal timing on this flank. Sen had a little
इधर
bit of utility
अल्टा
to get
चुका
back
है
in with
जोनाप
on
की तरफ से.
John. He's got that haunt, prowler, etc.
प्लांट कर रहे हैं, पीछे से बैंग आ
Yes, they
चुका
spot
है.
out Bang.
जॉन क्यूटी मारो.
He just needs to be a nuisance.
Yep, keep them contained here on short. The
पार्टी
best
चेंज कर ली मैंने.
नाइस वन. 7-8. Nice.
एक राउंड निकाल लो, जीत जाएंगे.
That is some excellent utility in the moment, and just the realization, you know, the calls from Bang coming there, that him being alive, he's got him, contained towards Lamps. He sees, wait, they're all getting stacked up there. We can absolutely
come on,
destroy them with some util.
do.
Frankly, I was really worried there for a moment for Sen. Narrate did so much, but then overstays his welcome, doesn't teleport away, gets caught.
क्या खत्म किया है राउंड? क्या खत्म किया है? ब्रिम के अल्ट. ब्रिम का अल्ट भी बड़ा सा है, पता है? नहीं निकल सकते आप. इजीली तो नहीं निकल सकते. कॉर्नर पे होना पड़ेगा.
अगर निकल भी गए तो डैमेज तो पड़ेगा अच्छा खासा.
उसको आज तक ना सोचा है नर्फ करने का, ना सोचा है जिम भेजने का, कुछ भी नहीं सोचा है राइट वाला.
उसके एक तो वो खत्म नहीं होते, स्मोक कभी खत्म ही नहीं होते जिंदगी में.
कर दिया है जो कि यूसी हो चुका है, अल्ट वेस्ट हो चुका है गाइस.
Get that wall placed very deep as well, so Second going to have to spend some time breaking that. However, the
plant
plant is
रोक दिया गया
temporarily
है, lineup
denied by defender utility coming through. I don't even know if Zekken is aware that that wall is right in front of them, to be honest, because there's a dimensional drift running in now. That'll give the info. Narrate. He's able to get through it. Able to circumvent all of that. Able to get into showers, even Nightfall.
It's a pretty good Nightfall. Yeah, two players now. They know there's some heavy presence over towards the Lamb's direction, but Narrate loses out there as he comes out of deep.
क्या हो रहा है इधर? What the hell?
Feet planted inside Lamb's. Impossible to clear. Until John finally comes out with the operator. But that's Sen now down to 2 players. 4 up for G2, and Zelsus has to go looking for something, an edge to find. It's the Tehu off the map. Spots leaf as the smoke clears.
GG. 3v2. जीत गए. Easy win.
G2 जीत गएगा इसमें का मैप पिक था और बाइंड कम भी खेलते सेंटिनल वाले.
Convincing bind outing for G2.
That was some of the best deadlock play I've ever seen. Honestly, all of the utility pieces were getting massive value. Ends that game with the highest ACS player. Yeah, nice little return for Leaf, and honestly would expect nothing less. I mean, this was the man who was the best player for G2 throughout that first half of the year before he had to take a break.
बढ़िया खेला है.
Back in top form just as he left. I just love the way that G2 played this map with the comp, the layers of utility that they have.
G2 का ही मैप पिक था और वो लोग जीत भी गए. मजा आया. W play. लीफ ने क्या खेला है यार, इतने दिन बाद खेल रहे हो, लगभग 3 महीने बाद खेल रहे हैं. इतने प्रो स्टेज.
There's the walls, there can be missiles from Trent. What are they supposed to do? The comp is not able to operate as intended with the way that G2
है ना, हाँ ये बेस्ट ऑफ 3 है, तो एक और अगर G2 जीत गया तो इधर ही खत्म. अगर सेंटिनल जीत गए तो मैच फ्री होगा. उसके बाद C9 वर्सेस एनर्जी भी है. NRG हमारा टाइम जोन बहुत वो हो जाता है, ये अमेरिका के साथ नहीं मिल पाते हम लोग. G2 ने बढ़िया खेला यार, उन्हीं का मैप पिक था. अभी मैप तो शायद से सेंटिनल्स जीत सकता है, मगर उनको जीतना ही पड़ेगा. जीत सकता है क्या होता है. एक मिनट देना, मैं आई. गाइस लाइक ठोको फटाफट. अगला मैच सेंटिनल्स को जीतना ही पड़ेगा. आ गई मैं.
Yes.
मैप 2 कौन सा था?
मैप 2 एसेंट मेरी. रुको देखता हूँ. तो
कंफर्म
Sunset. Then Heaven.
नेक्स्ट मैच लग रहा है कि सेंटिनल जीतेगा।
That would be a good enough trade for Valen though. Now Jonah P down long, getting wrapped around behind. Surely he can't get a kill for me. What is happening? Jonah P is remarkable.
John knows he's got time again to play with. Once more paranoia is forced out. Big with TP up towards the box, towards the top, but John is lights out and sharp as anything.
I'm here with Josh RT and Baby Bay ahead of map 2, and Josh, looking at that, it looked like getting back on the bike, no training wheels required. Coming into today, though, were there any reservations? Were you worried at all about the team finding their groove? And second, how are you going to take down Sentinels on their sunset?
Of course, like with a strong opponent like Sen, there's always going to be some like doubts about like, damn, can Nate like perform at this level right away? We only had 4 days of practice with them. And obviously there's
चलो गाइस अगर अगला मैच सेंटिनल्स जीता तो मैं कल 2-3 मैचेस कौन सा
We've been preparing this for a while, and I always think like we'll take on any challenge, but obviously they're a really good team, so
Duelist में से
Dre, what do
Jet.
you think Josh really meant by that?
जेट ओके जेट खेल सकती हूँ 2-3 मैचेस में गाइस जेट
Now we were not nervous at all. We knew Leaf, we knew Nate was gonna come here to drop bombs. We knew he was
G2
gonna be
जीता
ready, and we're ready for sunset, bro. Sen are definitely nervous right now. That's what he's trying to say. All right, bet.
मैप वाइज
All right, sounds
लोटस
great.
होगा तो
Guys,
हर
take it away.
बार
Good luck, good luck.
बाइंड होगा तो केजे एसेंट होगा तो केजे हेवन होगा तो
Wait,
सेज
let me
अपने
find out
हिसाब
that
से
Baby Bay is Josh RT's angler
अगर
and
सेंटिनल
translation
जीत गया तो
manager,
मैं
like
जेट
the translator. Remember that from the Chappelle show, or even like
All
Key
the
and Peele?
viewers
It's
watched
too
that.
good. This is too good. Even Baby Bay being
जेट
there,
नहीं तो
giving the
नियॉन ठीक है
intangibles,
क्योंकि मैं
being the
सोच रही हूँ
guy.
2 ही एजेंट पे स्टिक रहूँ मैं
He looks
सेज
as excited
मतलब
backstage
हर
as he
डे
was on stage
जब
when he
मुझे
was
सॉफ्ट गेम
making
प्ले
the
करना होगा तो
play.
सेज
Oh,
केजे और
man.
नियॉन पे मैं
Also,
स्टिक
he
रहूँ मैं
committed the
सोच रही
one crime of taking the microphone off of
Look at him
Rivington's
sitting
head.
back there sipping his Red Bull.
Sit that Red Bull, bro. Look
And
at him.
that's a high impact assistant coach. You don't have every other assistant coach in the league back there going, yeah, and sipping.
He's just cycling through his emotes in the back, waiting to find the right one.
Oh, too good, too good. But of course, though, reflecting on the match itself, G2 just continued to show why they are such a dominant team here. And even though that first half was, you know, a bit neck and neck, right? Trading rounds here and there, it then ultimately came down to Mimi, just G2 in that second half, running away with it.
The big thing for me, too, is Leaf is back. His first game since Masters Toronto. Topping the charts for G2. Wow. He played really well, locking in the deadlock, which we hadn't seen a ton of from him before. But this was a dominant showing, especially after the halftime.
Yeah, after halftime, G2 just started running these A-hits on repeat, which Leaf was a part of, dropping this wall into backside. And this round was crazy because he just hides in the left corner of the brim smoke on the pistol. It's a 4v5, no one clears the corner, and the retake comes in.
And look at that stat there, 67% pistol win rate. G2 has been dominant in these early rounds. In this game, they win out on the bonus as well that we're about to take a look at. And these are why they keep on snowballing early halves.
And this is the utility I was talking about from Leaf, right? Crouch is Zekin up on the high angle, so he's forced to fall off the site. So G2 kept getting very easy positions to play on site because there wasn't that forward contest. They're able to put down the deadlock wall and just filter in, playing heavy in garage and lamps.
It's a big difference from the first half, where I thought Sen did a good job of trying to fight forward and disrupt the defensive neutral dump.
अरे वो बड़ी भी लेकर आए वो लोग देखो
They were the ones getting pushed, getting bowled over by G2, and they just ran away with the first map of the series.
It just goes to show you, right, when it comes to players like Leaf, like what he brings to the table. He takes a sentinel defensive character and manages to make all the utility very aggressive, very interface. It's just more of the things what this guy brings to the table here. Now, of course, though, Sentinels far from out of this one. Let's see what's going on with Coach Kaplan.
I am here with Kaplan ahead of map 2. It is going to be Sentinels Sunset that you're going to. So I want to look ahead, but also look backwards as to what do you think G2 is kind of doing to get under your skin there on Bind, and what are you going to be looking for on Sunset?
Yeah, I think that map and both our comps, it's about as snowball-y as Valorant gets, and there was just a few rounds you can't afford to lose when you're in that much of a snowball fest. Sunset, I think it's a lot less like that. I think their comp has some problems they can't run from, and we're a lot comfier on our solutions, and yeah, it's a best of 3. We're just going to win 2
कैरेक्टर
or 3
चेंज हो
rounds.
गया पता है नया वाला
Still get the ball rolling on
maybe
this map. Good luck.
And they most definitely will need to.
हाँ और क्या नया कैरेक्टर पहले लड़का था अभी लड़की हो गई है
Sunset will be the battleground for map 2 here. We'll see what we get out of this. And Ender, I mean, you know, there's a litany of things that they could pull out. Both teams really, they have so many. They have a lot of versatility. Surely we'll find something here.
Yeah, well, what I'm interested in is that last comment that Kaplan makes there, saying that their
go guys,
comp has a lot of
map 2
holes
जैसे
that
कि
they
मैंने
can't run away
challenge किया
from.
है अगर Sentinels
G2 are
जीता तो
playing
कल मैं Jet
a comp with a
नहीं,
chamber
नहीं
in there and a sage in
दोनों
there,
में
so
से एक
double
खेलूंगी
Sentinel, but
duelist जो मेरा
also
duelist
no
gameplay है नहीं
Viper, so
वो
no
घर
second
के
layer
बाहर
smoke, so
आएगा
lurks a little bit harder to activate on, and information is a gap that maybe Sentinels want to
ये
exploit.
देखो
Yeah, you
skins
only
लगा
have
रहे
the
देख रहे हो
chamber trip and then the util from the Fade, so you get pretty reliant on heavy stacking one side with the Senties and re-clearing on the other.
जी कभी ऐसा अकाउंट मिल गया तो मैं ऐसे ढूंढते रहूंगा कौन सी स्किन लगानी चाहिए
हाँ ना वही ना हर एक एजेंट पे हर एक रैंक पे रैंडम रख दूंगी मैं
It's all
तो
about
जो है
wasting the
हम
wall, wasting the Sage util. Your game gets so much easier after that.
You heard our analysts. Let's see what Sentinels can do to force that map 3.
ये
For
देखो
now, though, you
चेंबर
got
उठा
Uber
लिया है
Wide. We're
फेट
going to meet
उठा
you
है
guys on
बीच
the other
उठा है
side after
नियॉन
this short
फेट
break.
साइफर ब्रिज ओमेन
साइफर तो चाहिए इसमें
अभी भी टाइमर है फिर भी हमें एजेंट्स वगैरह दिखा दिया है कौन क्या उठा रहा है देख रहे हो गाइस
पीसी मिल रहा है क्या वीसीटी की तरफ
वो हमारे इंडिया में नहीं वैलिड है ये क्या है वीसीटी ओवरराइड अल्फा वर्सेस ओमेगा 30 अगस्त को दिखाया जाएगा वाओ
Sunset on the horizon after we see Sentinels bind for the first time in quite some time, and probably left a little bit to be desired if you're part of Sen City. However, this is their map pick. Sunset coming in hot, and here again your agents. Both these teams with very different takes on this map, and yeah, we've seen consistency. G2 are going to go with this Sage and Chamber looks. Leaf going to step straight into that role again. Been on that agent a bunch in the past that look really good with Sentinels. This is where John goes back to playing that Cypher, and of course they've got the Breach old school look here from Sen.
Old school because this has just always been a home map for them, and this is the
इसमें साइफर ज़्यादा काम आता है सनसेट
very
में
continued
क्योंकि
success
चेंबर का
on it.
ट्रेडमार्क एक
And I think
ही
when
है
you're looking at this Sentinels
उसमें
map
भी अगर आपने
overall,
स्मोक एजेंट या
you're
फिर जेट
needing
वगैरह लिया है
Sunset
क्लाउड
to be
स्मोक
right
कर
up
दिया है
there
या
at
फिर स्मोक
top,
करके
as
आप
it was
निकल
for
गए
them
हो तो पकड़ नहीं
throughout their
पाते
run last year in 2024, right? Where they were able to lean on this. This year it's been a lot about
G2 का
Lotus, it's been a lot about
100% win
Corrode
rate
since
है
that's entered the pool.
सनसेट
But if they
में
can have 3 maps at the top, I think then they're really
सेंटिनल
starting
का
to cook with
50%
something.
बट सेंटिनल
They're
के
going to need to
एजेंट
come out
पिक
swinging
बढ़िया
here,
है
though. G2 were on a
सेज
6
भी लिया है
to close out that
G2
last
ने
game.
देखो
Absolutely dominant. Their comp really hard
मैं
countering
खेलती हूँ
Sentinels.
सेज अब देखूंगी मैं इसमें
Some notable
कैसी
stats I think coming out
निकल
of
आएगा
this stage so
बैटल
far. We looked at the pistol round win rate for G2. That is quite impressive to have over 60% win rate on those pistols, but also on bind. G2 actually get less first kills across the map than Sentinels. In fact, they win over 50% of the rounds where they go down 4 versus 5 early, which is hard to do at this level against a team like that. And Sen are 1 from 7 in retakes.
And I think that really tells the story of that last map, is that even if Sen got a first kill, once it got into a post-plant situation, G2 were just able to win all of them out because of the density of the util in their comp in that game, you know? It was really that deadlock, all that stall util going up against a comp that needs to get back in fast is a recipe for disaster.
And let's not discount also what the Tejo util is still able to do, right? Yeah, it's a little bit harder to spam those guided salvos, but Trent is still able to provide a heck of a lot, you know, in that disruption, in that stall. Once on the attack side, G2 got the side. Sen could not get back in for the life of them. Stalled out, gunned down through smoke, getting pinged out, nothing they could really do there. Brutal stuff. Now, earlier we spoke with Zelsis about the importance of winning this ARPA final versus G2. There's a lot on the line, but let's hear it from the man himself.
beating G2 in that upper final and getting that grand final slot and just getting more VODs on them, or, you know, they get tired, especially as a team with a sub, maybe they get a little drained, a little gassed. So it would be definitely a W for us to win that upper final. I do think it'll still be a bloodbath. I think it's never easy playing against G2 for us. Thankfully, they have a sub, so we can kind of take some wins off them. But yeah, either way, I enjoy playing G2, and I think getting that upper final win against them would be very beneficial for us.
Now he is glossing over the fact that in order to beat G2 last time, Zekken had to get 20 kills in the second half of Lotus to get them out of that situation. So, hey, you know, bloodbath is true, but Leaf is back in. I don't know about this talk about subs because Leaf looks like he never left the roster.
No, he is just in sick form straight away. And now we get to see him on the Chamber, where Babybay was honestly going crazy. Yep. His Chamber games were sick.
Playing it on Ascent and farming.
Here on Sunset as well, had so many great timings that he was taking for flanks even. Was finding massive impact. And was honestly, I think, the critical reason that this G2 comp here, this look on Sunset was working. So I'm excited to see if Leaf is going to be able to take over the game in the same fashion.
Let's go guys, map to the start हो चुका है. Defending my Sentinels, attacking my G2. Sentinels का map pick है इधर.
That is pretty wild. Yeah, we've got a bit of a tech pause moment here on the stage, just waiting to jump
क्या हो गया? सेज गलती से लॉक कर लिया था क्या? हेलो.
The wall drop baited us for real.
I was ready. You know, something that Zelsis didn't mention in that brief interview is that
character
creation.
It's
a best of 5. Your opponent does not get to
दिखाओ
ban
हम
a
लोग
map.
भी
You
technical
choose
pause में नहीं, pause
the
या
first map if you're the top
technical
seed. So you go ban, pick first map. So if we get a rematch of this, you're just going to ban what, Corroda Lotus, and then pick your best map straight away to start the series.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Feels like just a nail in the coffin.
It's been
for
a
the grand finals.
It's been a massive edge for our top seeds in stage finals. Like, it really has shown out.
Except for last stage where Sen were in through the upper bracket and still ended up losing to G2.
Yeah, we do talk about that one.
I mean, that was the rare time that that's actually happened, which is just a testament to how good this G2 team is. I mean, the first team that we've seen in Americas that have an actual shot at going for a three-peat, winning every single trophy in our region this year.
It's like we had a moment of Jaw had to relog, so he's still getting everything sorted out, getting ready to run in. And this is two very different styles on this map. You know, we're going to see the Breach try and set up some of these trap plays on the defense side. We're going to be looking over towards the A side of the map here, the classic straight down the line towards A main fault line, and maybe see Zekken try and capitalize. Whereas G2 a slightly different approach. We know the Chamber can be a real menace on this map.
Predictable, but effective. I think that's really the trade-off that you're taking. Everyone is so used to playing against it, comfortable playing against it, but he's still very good on this map. You can still set up so effective.
It's obviously a situation where Narrate comes off Duelist now. We don't see too many of the double Duelist maps from Sentinels. And honestly, the teams that have been playing double Duelist here in Stage 2, they're kind of gone.
वो क्या machine है side में वो जो yellow, blue, green
Leviathan
buttons.
Maybe that
Yellow,
wasn't
green.
the ideal
ये
approach
वाला
in the
white
end now.
वाला कुछ
अच्छा हाँ
It's match that always delivers, and we caught
मेरे
up
को
with
भी
अरे
दो
वो
मैच के बिना नहीं जीतती हूँ
streaming gate
अच्छा अच्छा मुझे लगा मेरे दो मेरा वही दोस्त है मुझे लगा इसलिए मैं रेडिएंट नहीं पहुंची
इससे वो क्या बोलते हैं वो होती है बैकग्राउंड नॉइस हट जाती है पूरी प्रॉपर वो सब कुछ हटता है इससे चेंज भी कर सकते हो माइक अपना माइक कैमरा कितना फोकस करना है वगैरह एक ही बटन दबा दे ओनली कॉस्टिंग
I love those players, and we talk back and forth all the time.
70,000.
Try to create up like a big rivalry.
17,000 Alligator से 7,000
We got the first two. I was gonna say they got the first two. No, they didn't. We got the first two. They want the third, but I think the Babybay Smeeg aura is just like inevitable. Like they're gonna crumble under the pressure of Babybay. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one.
दिखाओ
स्टार्ट करो स्टार्ट करो
ये लोग क्या कर रहे हैं डांस
Sometimes we have issues in round one of a
डांस
game.
कर रहे
And
अरे
we
दोनों
fall
बातें
back
कर
because it's round one. We run into an issue where there is no
Left,
prior
right.
round, so we have to
Karate.
remake the lobby
कराटे
entirely.
गाइस बोल
अरे
रहे हैं कि
वो
ये मैच में हम लोग ऐसे नहीं
कराटे
जीते तो
कराटे मूव नहीं है उससे मुझे एक चीज याद आ गई वो बोट में वो बच्चा नहीं ऐसे करता है लेफ्ट
हाँ
राइट
हाँ और फार में
वैसे नहीं और फार में ऐसे नहीं लग रहा है वैसे
I'm lost, man.
सेंटिनल वाले बोल रहे
talks
बाहर
earlier
में
about really loving to make something of this little rivalry. Obviously, these guys are mates out
वैसे ही
again.
लग रहा
नहीं
है
जीते तो क्या हुआ
Smack talk in the
हाथ
track
पाए
though.
होगी
Leaf loves,
सीधा हाथ
loves trying to get under the skin of his opponents clearly, and we saw him
कंफर्म
get
गाइस
get rowdy, stood up
जर्सीज
there. And
दिल्ली से है
remember that some of those intangibles that Baby Bay's bringing to the team involves that a
बाहर
little bit more
मिलने
joviality when it
बुरा
comes to the stage. We're going to
बाहर
jump in,
मिलते
folks, now to our second map of this
तेरी
best of
ऐसी
three.
थी
It's Sentinels Sunset, where they'll start on defense. Moments away from the pistol.
And I'm just taking a look at those pistol round win rates again. There is a stark difference. One is not like the other. 50% honest from Sentinels. 1 for 1. They like to play a game of Valorant where there's no advantages for either side, right? G2, they're 24 for 12, which is a crazy record to have for pistol rounds. That is unreasonable if I'm being honest.
And if they lose a pistol, they just buy stingers.
खराब हो गया
And they're ready for an early A fight. Kind of
स्टैटिक
standard
लाइट पे रखी हूँ
line
मैं
here
एक
with your
साइड
breach
आधा
to
कलर
take.
एक साइड
Have
ऐसा
that
दिखा
fault
रहा
line
है
to send out. Paranoia
पिंक कलर
comes
में रखी हूँ
first.
मैं स्टैटिक लाइट
G2 are baiting out some
8
valuable
GB आधा
utility
बच
pieces,
रहा है और
especially in
आधा
the pistol
एक
round
पेन
where
में
a
पिंक
whole lot of
ठीक है
Zelzis has been pretty conservative though on how he just offloads that util. Still that fault line, like you mentioned, held in reserve for the real thing.
भेजो रुको
Rising
मैं भी
going back
फोन
towards
लिख
top
कर
mid
याद
here as we do see Leaf starting to explore that part of the map a bit more.
ऐसे देख
With
लेता हूँ
6 in the chamber.
And in the meantime, towards A,
जी भी
G2,
ठीक
they
है
are making their move when that one-way
एक
faded and
पिंक है
actually
एक
hadn't been
दूसरे
placed.
कलर है
Prowler
मैंने
instantly. Ben
लिटरली
knows
पिंक
that it's time
करके
to give
रखा
that
अगर मैं
space up,
कलर
that he
चेंज
could get
करूँगी तो क्या
overwhelmed. So
होगा
he's going to go all
गाइस
the way back towards spawn. Now Neri has
अटैकिंग में है अभी
taken that
G2
forward position,
पिस्टल राउंड
exchanging a
इधर
Prowler
शुरू
of
हो
his own.
चुका
This
है
execute is bound to come in any second now. Yeah, here it goes. Paranoia. Site taken for free.
Oh my
There's
god
Leaf
ओ
top
लीफ ने
mid,
दो मार
finds
दिए
himself
what the
two.
hell
He's off to the races already. And that
W.
dirty sage wall blocks off the spawn side of
ठीक है
A.
इतना
So
अच्छा
G2
सीख
can
लिया
that side for free. Bang aware.
ब्लैक वाला
Yeah,
ब्लैक
so
कलर का
he
था पहले
instantly pings that out.
इस बार वाला ज्यादा अच्छा है
But Jonah should have a team
अच्छा है
assist. Surely right now, fully isolated.
नाइस
अरे
जॉब
कुछ
मैंने
तो
भी
पता
दो मार
चलो
Swing is good. He finds two in
नॉइस
frenzy.
कल से मैं भी फ्रेंजी
Another pistol
चलाऊंगा
round here for G2. No one
कंफर्म
does it like they do.
रिडीम
As soon as the sage wall goes down for part of the site on the pistol and you have to get back in, it's wraps. It's wraps. You're not spending all that time breaking the wall. You don't have enough bullets to do it.
And it's so good on either side. You can use it to block market off on B, spawn off on A, and then leave unleashed there through mid. It was only passively being watched there by Sentinels.
Jaw's like a little late to go in on the trade in like a technical sense, but honestly it's the perfect timing because then Sen weren't really expecting it and they get pushed
He
by
caught
those
a
G2
timing
site players.
by being late on his own swing timing.
Exactly. That's what I tell my teammates in ranked when I don't try to trade for them effectively. No, you don't get it.
I'm trying to catch a timing off, bro.
John's got the cam over here towards that B site to get the information that their gamble stack is incorrect.
Yep. That Sage Wall gets them through market for free. There's no way that Sentinels can really intervene here. And a Stinger heavy buy for G2 is going to be well appointed now as they'll set these crossfires up on B. Sen likely just want to leap into the wood chipper here.
चारों एक साथ चल रहे
It
हैं
still feels like a novelty when we get to see Jaw playing something other than Yoru. And maybe that feeling will begin to go away because we're seeing Sunset in their pool a lot more. We're getting to
इस
see
बार का
some
कुछ
Jaw
खास अच्छा
Neon.
नहीं है
I'm just so used to only watching him on that agent. And I know he's talked about feeling restricted in terms of the fun levels. I mean, he's wanted to play other stuff
this was that
and be
narrative.
let off the dog wants to be off the chain.
This was that narrative when we first started talking about him coming on the G2. The question was like, was it going to be him getting restrained or them sort of being unleashed alongside of him?
Yeah, unfortunately, Yoru is just way too
flawless.
good, so he just has to keep playing it all the time.
ये भी G2 के नाम
It's astounding.
But he's let loose playing the Neon. I remember back when Neon got that massive buff last year, Jaw was the first player that really started exploiting it. And it was on Sunset. He was ankle breaking.
And this year, though, I feel like it was Asuna who really insisted on the agent on a lot of these maps, and we've seen Jaw pick it up again.
Teammates plus flawless.
Alright, Sen, first opportunity at the full buy. No real damage to speak of on that prior round.
Sentinels के
G2
पास.
have a very good bonus right now.
वो देखो कहाँ पे चढ़ा हुआ है, वो देखो.
It's about time that Sen showed us what they're made of here, Wyatt.
And G2 are going to take some space over towards B main early with a Prowler.
देख रहे हो?
Take their time working the map.
Really limited mid presence from Sen. They're really playing off of this part of the map. That's what allowed Leaf to get up there on the pistol and find 2 easy ones.
Jaw would look to get an engagement at that range with the Guardian. Just waiting out to see if anyone from Sen will expose himself top mid. Maybe that can be the path to an entry kill for G2 as more util is just exchanged towards A main.
They got the fault line there.
The standard situation with those one-ways going up, and now it's a fast pivot from G2 getting back towards mid. And it looks like they want to go for that full B-split 3-pronged attempt.
A weird spot for Zekken to be this far in the round, not gonna lie. Jaw absolutely unprepared for that. Okay, here's Zekken though, caught by the Stinger, the classic. And now some degree of boba control obtained by G2.
A G2 that are patient right now, taking their time. Narrate going to get swung on, traded out by Jonah. John is at the proper range to do that.
As Trent emerges, far too quick for John to do anything about.
These are 2 players now with rifles for G2. Leaf pushed forward, has the ability to escape as well.
Weird little off angle. Might have seen a barrel there from Bang and he's waiting for him. Yep.
Oh, gets the dig.
Chunks him down to 12. Fake TP there. Zelsis has got a lot to do himself. He might try and flash Bang into the side, but he's just too low. Now G2 slowly able to fall back over towards that main direction.
दो Phantom versus Brendel and Bulldog.
All right. Shock here as Leaf will stay entrenched. Time to scratch his nose even, clearly.
Bang ही मरेगा पहले.
There's the tickle, there's the shot. Bang's head ripped off, but it's up to Zelsis now. Tough situation to get yourself out of, down to 8. And Leaf can bide his time. Knows he doesn't need to do much more than that.
Nice.
Headhunter has its prize. Leaf be damned. G2 go up 3-0.
He is tearing them apart right now. I like that round from G2 in that, you know, they work B main early, they apply a lot of pressure A main, then they pivot into that split onto B, the 3-lane split, where when you have the Neon, you can use the fast lane to get up top. But Zekken read that situation, he was ready for it. You're kind of playing that off angle towards spawn. But what's lovely from the G2 side is that they really control the tempo of the game. They're able to slow things down.
What is that?
And in that moment is when the Sentinels players start to get
time
a
out
little bit
by
rattled, a little bit
Sentinels.
anxious by the situation that they're finding themselves in, because it felt like G2 were just going to go in quickly, but they're stalling out, they're waiting, and then they get that trade onto Narrate, and then John all of a sudden realizes they're going to be coming at me from all angles. Like those players in market, they just slowed down, walking forward. I really like that adjustment from G2 in the middle of the round. They win out their bonus, in which, by the way, they basically just, I think they carried every single gun over.
Yep.
So their economy is rolling right now as well.
They're playing around the breach pretty effectively. Drawing that util out of, you know, Zelsis early in the round. It's tough for him to really be relevant. I think he tried to flash Bang into the side there in that post plant. But by that point, Sentinel lost far too much equity across the map, including that this trade they lost out on in Boba. Now they're down to, again, just brass tacks. We've got a Marshall here.
अभी बस एक Marshall
Man carrying it, also by the same name.
So this is the kind of round win that if Sen somehow get it, can just jettison them right back into the game. Mentally, in terms of the economy, it's not a situation we've never seen in the past. Like, this is a potential turning point. It's just unlikely, right? I mean, G2 are playing this in a very stable way. They're waiting out any aggression towards mid at the moment.
Some of the big mid stack, like a 1-3-1 to start the round, so hoping to trade into whatever aggression G2 might send top mid side, but we actually might see just a bona fide A hit from them now.
At least a take of A main, faking that they could be pushing up there. Sen want to respond by going into mid. They've been funneled into that trap.
Curiosity killed the cat, Wyatt.
Dealt with easily at long range.
And it's the fake of pressure at A that gets them curious at top mid.
Exactly. G2 have absolutely worked them on this round.
Oh my god, Jogamuka movement.
Just styles on them for no good reason at all.
Nice.
No good reason. Not one gun dropped for G2. The economy is It's absolutely out of control.
अभी बाई राउंड आ गया सेंटिनल्स पे भी अब से वेक्टर टाइम आउट भी लिया था उन्होंने 4-0 for now अभी
G2 know which button to press to try and
ये देखो भाई
draw
इतना
out this Sentinel
एक्टिव
squad like in different parts of the map.
That's not okay, dude.
Yeah, that is some stank.
Stow that.
अभी देखते हैं टाइम आउट का
They may be a bit more insistent about this A side, but again, it's G2 trying to tease that early. Util out on this side of the map. Tour de force active for Leaf.
Here. He just uses that straight away. Got it last round. Narrate going to be but one orb away from the Nightfall, so could be relevant later in this round, depending on how things play out. But at the moment, G2's hope is just that Leaf can patiently stay scoped up on some of these angles and find an entry via that tour de force, but Sen are very safe in their positioning at the moment. Outside of Bang, who, the way things are set up, really has to be jiggling inside the map. Wow, this is a crazy fake wall, but the trip is there.
तभी वो I think TL versus BBL था ना
I mean, I
TL
see
ने
the
जो
vision,
पूरा
but
एक
that
में
trip is a little
यही बोल रही
unfortunate.
थी कि ओमन ऐसे ही पिक लेता है पैराना पिक से फिर पिक लेता है एक हो चाहे सामने दो हो चार हो ये बोल रही थी वो ऐसे ही रॉ पिक ले रहा है without any
case. Jonah swings out. This is madness in mid, man.
It does set up a straight up post plant situation though.
अरे
No
क्या
chance really for Sen to intervene. They're all there
5v4
some value. Sentinels with a bit of information, but now they've got to execute on it.
And either Fade with one kill will have a Nightfall in this situation, by the way.
ये duelist की तरह खेल रहे हैं
Massive in this situation. Zekin gets across the gap. Heard, and now it's a nice little fault line. Doesn't catch on the
Oh
jaw
my
though.
God,
He's been
Jogomo
chilling.
का
Have a
बढ़िया
quick
था
shot link now.
ये बढ़िया निकाल
Rendezvous off the spot there for Leaf. Awkward place for that
अरे
shot to go
नहीं
to work. But
जोगे
Trent
मो
now
को
needs some
निकाल
backup.
पूरी
4 bullets in
क्या
the chamber. Not enough to
अकेला
penetrate.
बचा हुआ है
Themselves as low as it
Oh my God लीफ
Leaf.
ने दो ले लिए
Leaf.
Now they're all 1v1.
Oh my God
Leaf
1v1
form
है
में
अभी क्या होगा क्या
Leaf
होगा
with the advantage now. Happy to tease
time
this
by
out.
time by
Wants to bait out a shot.
Oh sheesh
nice
My
Leaf
God leaf बीमार है literally
Competitive play.
This guy is
भाई
just
साहब
insane.
कैसे
10-1.
It's hard
Round
to believe
पलट
that
दिया
with
भाई
still
Oh my
the
God
success
no
and the performances that G2 have put on. They've been lacking their best
ऐसे easy
player.
तरीके से
But
खेल
he's
रहे हैं ना
back,
जैसे कि कुछ है
and
ही नहीं
yeah, I remember why these guys were so damn
nothing
good.
there जैसा खेल रहे हैं वो इसने क्या है टाइप
Mental 1 versus 3.
Oh my goodness. And Sen have nothing to say. In and out of the
बहुत
server by the
बढ़िया
looks
खेला
of things.
लीफ ने
Very
5-0
muted cohort of players on their map pick, falling well behind the 8 ball.
Everything they've got invested into this round in terms of the credits. Sen have that Nightfall to play with. They just haven't honestly been getting enough kills to get close to some of these ults either, which has been a bit of an issue. Like on the rounds that they're losing, aside from the last one, there were a couple that were basically flawless, near flawless. So we're still not that close to getting Rolling Thunder from Zelsis even. G2 working their way towards B main while they apply pressure towards A, making it seem like they really want to take that space. And Jaw gets punished for it.
Jogomo को
G2's
निकाल दिया
4v5
है
conversion's been very good this series. Last round was no exception either.
ओ क्या
Wall
वाल
off
क्या है
markets, and they just have to deal with
बढ़िया
a
वाल
potential
किया
flood coming from back sight. Trent has pushed up very far. What a shot!
Oh my God trip
That's absolutely
trip
crucial.
तो
But John
थोड़ा
gets his
सा
man up there
casual
from
था
the B side. Jonah's entrenched here. Relay ball comes in. He can't test
Pushy.
it. Second slides in for the fight.
भाई
He can't even help on the flank.
क्या
He has
था
to break Jonah's wall.
Some spray
Oh
though gives Leaf what he was looking for.
Nice.
This is 2
2v3
players up now for G2. Nightfall already
Leaf
expended.
must kill
There just had to be a raw challenge there. This is falling apart.
गया
इनकी एक राउंड मिला
This time Sen
सेंटिनल्स को
finally
One
क्या
fight.
बात है
something onto the board.
You can see the defenders do a good job there of forcing the G2 players into basically all 1v1s in that in multiple situations, not just the last one with Trent, but Leaf and then Jonah isolated on the site here by Zekin as well, sliding in. And that Nightfall just came a little bit too late from Trent, and it feels like there was just some kind of miscommunication that happens in the mid-round because he's trying to get in from a Nightfall from Market, which is walled off. So definitely a misunderstanding of the situation, something not communicated properly, and Sen are able to take full advantage with a nice backside flood to finally get onto the board.
Last round, Jaws doing this. He gets caught by Narrate. He's not able to get onto the map elsewhere. This time it's 3 up tiles. No top mid control really outside of the trap wire, which is in the same spot as it was last round. Trent noted that. It's been cleared. Second sees the place inside market. The Spike though currently rests, with the Fade player, so
उठा भी दिया है
still either way.
Yeah, Second trying to do his best. That's a great first kill. Wants to get out of dodge. G2, they do have him absolutely surrounded, and he does get punished.
Oh my god.
The same lurk spot again.
They're chilling in the slow orb. Happy enough to be
Jogo
there.
ने भी
Draw
ult कर
Zelsus
दिया
around the corner now, looking to try and back away. No, he almost caught a timing. Trent barely alive. But still in fighting form.
2v4 Sentinel के लिए भाई क्या हो रहा है?
तुमने भी तो आज वैसे ही किया था.
हाँ मैंने भी आज नियॉन पे से भाग के उनके नियॉन ने अल्ट किया तो मैंने भी कर दिया भाई. 2v3
position is cleared.
Zelsus wants to give back something to play off of. Stun doesn't connect.
Can also flash him into the site.
पीछे से आ गया, पीछे से आ गया.
ओमेन के स्मोक का वैसे पता चल जाता है ओमेन किधर है.
Zelsus has smoked across so he can actually assist on this retake.
बताइए लग गया उसका है.
Ferana 1v2 but saving के लिए जा रहा है टाइम. G2 क्या खेल रहे भाई?
Form में.
Just has to be a save. G2 again finds some success on one of those big B splits where you go up through spawn, and I like that they added a different layer this time, which was Trent coming even later.
चलो मैं फोर से आता हूँ. ठीक है.
To pick up that rotating player on A,
मैं बोल रहा हूँ मैं फोर से आता हूँ.
who had a nightfall, so that's just off the table. And what a tool that could have been for Sentinels.
Stream पर ही.
You know, been
removed.
And then the second as well that John dies back site, Leaf immediately took the space. No more Cypher. Bet. I'm getting into the site straight away from main. They get full control of everything. They're just
Sentinel ने टाइम आउट लिया
being added onto what G2 are doing that are continuing to give them advantages.
We are seeing some adaptations here from Sentinels. This round they definitely prioritized that market control a little bit more highly. We saw Zekin go there with that overdrive active. Unfortunately, it doesn't sort of pan out for him as he walks into a double face and has to pull back away from it. Top mid though is still, I think, an issue. Like you mentioned, Trent able to lurk there as the same tripwire placed a couple rounds consecutively. And Senna being drawn out of position by any mid presence at all from G2.
And you can see John is also placing that trip further back because the close one, it's pretty easy to just spam break it. Yeah. So it's in this really passive position that's not getting much accomplished.
Yeah, it only catches the mid to A.
Yeah. Not something that G2 have opted for yet. I guess they tried on one round with the Sage, but
this is already very different. Look at this top mid presence off barrier.
Yeah.
But the guns aren't there really.
No, so they're just going to send it on an aggro round, and I'm not mad at that. But frankly, I expect a team like G2 to be well prepared for something like this to come out of a timeout on a lower buy.
This will probably still require them to give up mid to a degree. Sen have been allowed in.
दो ही weapon है अभी G2
How aggressively do they try to get themselves back into mid? Though Narrate is in a pretty unorthodox position.
Okay, relay bolt doesn't quite connect. Zekin though is hit with the paranoia. No follow-up. Narrate goes very low from presumably some spam. Okay, fast lane sets John up there. Zekin was just the bait in the end. And now back over towards market top mid. G2 have managed to find their way into B as a result of this, though.
John needs to be really careful. Leaf is drawing so much attention. Look at the rotation defensively. All of Sen have gone to this side. John is picking them apart. Luckily for Sen.
He's having a great game, John. Another neural theft. He's second for the half here. Tells all about this move over towards A here for G2.
Bang just needs to live right now. Just delay if he can. Be a nuisance.
Shot to play
Spike down.
Fold line set up there for Zelsus, and Bang's done well. He's played his life. Eventually, he's got to give it up, but it's a player advantage here for Sentinels now as a Nightfall comes in for the defender's side. And Zekin may have a timing here. Ooh, that hurts. Getting caught off as he goes around the corner.
Without
sound from there, and John picks up where he left off. It's on Professor P. And two low health targets in between him and around Win. They're stacked up, but he's playing this to perfection.
Oh, sheesh. Hi. क्या खेले हैं भाई क्या खेले भाई कुछ नहीं कह सकती मैं.
Nasty Red Bull clutch from the prof.
Jonah has been really fantastic individually in this playoff run. I gotta say, it's been some of the best mechanical, just raw gunplay we've seen from him in some time.
खुद भी वो शॉक दे देखा. Oh my god, बढ़िया खेले यार.
Really sick. John did so much in that round to try to get Sentinels an unlikely thrifty win. They were so close to doing it. But they tried a double face. They didn't play for the low clock.
But back to the default look here, though, for Sen on defense, White.
7-1.
Same mid-trip, second inside market.
Same kind of setup towards A main. I mean, this is just very typical of how you operate with this comp on Sunset, right? Cycling these one-way dark covers. G2 have been happy to take their time towards mid on these rounds and let Leaf work that area of the map, which is what he's going to do now with Market. And he's sightline there being obscured. Wait, he actually goes into the smoke. I was going to say, you madman. Surely you don't go further than that. That would be absolutely crazy. Great paranoia. Wow, and into the slow. He's definitely a little scared there for a moment. Zekin going to have to deal with everybody from G2.
Nicely done. Relay ball throw, not catching on the draw as he would have liked. Zelsa's too late to catch the cross. This will slow things up for G2, but they always cut noise in this position, Wyatt. They're happy to play a little slower from here. Smokes get him onto the side. John takes away with shot though through the smoke, and he's very low.
All of Sen are getting here though. The breach is backside. Both initiators now. Narrate in tow.
The backstab for Bang could be huge here coming in through lobby. Jaws not ready for it.
Oh, Jogo मैंने देख लिया backstab.
Nothing he can do in that spot. What a freebie, man.
Okay.
I
for a second, I wasn't going to be, and I'll be honest, I didn't even know what I was looking at. I'm like, what part of the map is this? Oh, there's a stage on top of him.
Guys, like भी करते हो जैसे poll पे vote कर रहे हो. Come on.
I mean, you called it G2. They have been so good at controlling the pace of the game at all times. Picking moments to accelerate with the Neon and then slow down. And then fight aggressively, swing back out together.
Oh, wow.
That is so...
That's heartbreaking brutal. They need that timing to work for them.
If Bang gets that kill, feels like Sen went out the round, honestly. Unless maybe there's an insta-trade, I don't know, but...
They can't believe it either. They can't believe it.
Sen relegated to a miserable bye here for round 10.
And they're 7 rounds behind. This one has definitely gotten out of hand.
Back to exploring up mid, back to just trying to break some tripwires. It's been the standard from him. See, John still actually just has one in his kit. Doesn't even want to throw one down just for it to only be broken.
That slow orb is very troll when you throw it at that corner. Denies sort of crossfire.
B पे 3 लोग एक साथ push कर रहे थे.
Didn't exactly reach.
Chamber का trap से भागते.
Now you mention it.
Let that go. John in the cam going to get broken. He's caught in the corner, but wow,
oh,
that trip
nice
actually just works. Jonah just takes a little stroll into it, wasn't paying too much attention, and that's honestly given Sen an opening. Do they dare use the Rolling Thunder to try to convert this round?
Freeze thing is, it'll get him up close, Wyatt.
कूद के बचाया.
They're gonna do it.
Here it comes. Valorant has to tuck here as long as he possibly can. Fast lane gets second deep into the site. That's just where he wants to be. And he goes to work. Valorant gets caught out by that aftershock and Trent's trying to
Okay,
this thing.
nice round. 50. 8-2. Guys, like karo, come
Feels
on.
like eons have passed and Sen have won a round and they needed that one desperately. G2 have already done more than enough for a half, I think.
That was a really beautiful retake. Definitely the best decision to just send it on the Rolling Thunder. John gets a great kill there, but then the ability to get back in and crunch the G2 players. There was a really...
Zach, I can't smoke these wires!
We were gonna let it go. Yeah, we were gonna let it go, my bad.
एक और round मिला
That paranoia from
Sentinels
Bang was fantastic. It caught a bunch of G2 players who then tried to retreat to Link. They're surrounded. Great retake there from Sen. Kind of retake they just haven't been able to find success with over on B. If they could, maybe this game would be looking a little bit different.
Finally,
Low
we're able to see it off in the hands of Zekini and control that long sideline down mid for the first time they've had the money to do so.
A lot of damage to Leaf, but luckily they have a Sage. Like playing in the Valorant beta, and he gets healed out.
Still that top mid control. Goes over to G2.
इधर एक अच्छा angle है.
Celsius not going to have any opportunity to shoot those players in the back, but Narrate is in the perfect position.
Yeah, he split them now. Look at G2 in mild disarray towards top mid. This is going to buy time now for the players to come out through spawn. Okay.
I like a little res action. Valid back.
Oh भाई free kill बन गया देख रहे हो? Vote 16.
Very quickly taken down once more. It's just Jaw.
क्या बोलते हैं vote 16 like 12 कैसे वही ना यार?
Rounds that you need.
जोगमो अकेला है अभी.
Sent to 3. Jaw can only really forge out in a couple of different cardinal directions to find
ऐसा
one
सपोर्ट
versus
रहा
ones.
तो मैं map 3 नहीं दिख रही.
There's plenty to hear right now. And I don't think they'll realize he slipped the net. 30 seconds in the round. Jaw has the chance of a lifetime here.
There is just no way he actually hit the lotto with that timing going through the sight.
Yeah, he's like Paper Mario, man. Okay, that's one. Now cat's out
Nice.
the bag and Zekan converts.
Hello Vedi, कैसे हो आप? Welcome to the stream. क्या हाल है आपके?
Even the burlap sack looks pretty to Sen after this half.
How are you doing?
Honestly, one of the first rounds I think for Sen where you could see them really
Sentinels
playing
का
around
comeback लग
this
रहा है.
G2 comp and
For
their
real, for
strategy
real.
perfectly with the positions that they had towards spawn, the way that G2 have been exploiting mid, having narrate
तुम
back
लाइव
here to
स्ट्रीम
cut them
क्यों
off
कर
at that
रहे
cross
हो?
towards A,
क्योंकि यार
and then
मुझे
Zelsis
ये मैच
running
देखना
back
था और मैं
around to him,
वॉच
they
पार्टी
double
करती
faced
हूँ
when the
जितने भी
res
टीम
comes
होते हैं.
So I guess this is the response to play back in the
मैं
spawn
मतलब
direction,
क्या
assuming
बोलते
that
हैं
mid control
कुछ
will be
मतलब
taken
ऐसा
by
हैवी
G2.
गेम्स वगैरह
Good
अभी नहीं खेल
adaptation. It
सकती
happens
तो
probably
वॉच
later
पार्टी
in the
और
half than
वैलोरेंट
Kaplan
में ही
would have
अटकी हूँ
liked.
क्योंकि मेरा
Like
मॉनिटर
it
जो
never.
है पूरा जीजी होने के
Maybe it
लायक
can
है.
be enough though if they can get a fourth
खराब है
round on
थोड़ा
the board
सा
to come
मॉनिटर.
back. John under a lot of
इसीलिए
pressure,
वॉच पार्टी
stunned up,
वैलो यही सब
paranoid as
चलता
well.
है.
Bear takes full advantage.
I mean, that's a whole lot of saber
बोला
rattling
था
happening from
मैंने
Jaw.
सेंटिनल का
Thefts going to
कमबैक
get all the
लग रहा है.
information
8
for
4
Sentinels
राउंड
who are on
स्विच
their
होगा.
way over towards that B
Let's
site. Second running through mid. It's going to be a massive retake through market.
There's still a cam here on the site as well for John to toggle.
कल एक कंटेंट बनाना है इसका.
Bit of an issue.
Smoke's being cycled towards Bobus and need to take their time.
Guys सब
breaking
लोग
that
लाइक
wall
कर
and
दो.
leave.
वो लीफ ने निकाला.
Catches bang exposed.
Might be another one here as well. If this is just a straight swing from Zelsis, he might.
Nice leaf. What the hell?
Seconds with that
पूरा
ultimate, it's on
पलट
John.
दिया भाई.
Val and healthy. Leaf, of course, with the ultimate and a judge to work with. Up comes the mastermind. It's a
बताओ
1v2
क्या
and
बनाना
lead puts in the
है.
bed.
हेल्प कर देंगे. अच्छा ऐसा
Say we
क्या
like
हम
that
लोग
9-3
मतलब आप
halves. This
डिस्कॉर्ड
one has
ज्वाइन
not
करके
looked
रखो मेरा.
convincing for Sen City.
ऐसे कंटेंट
Leaf
वगैरह बनाते
is
रहते हैं कभी कभी.
just dominance. On his return now, 15 for 7 on
कुछ
Sunset.
अगर किसी की हेल्प
After
चाहिए तो हम
lighting up
टैग
Sen,
वगैरह कर देते हैं. लोग
playing
आ
deadlock
जाते हैं
on
वैसे
Vine.
मतलब समझ रहे हो. भाई लीफ ने बढ़िया निकाला ये दो टैग.
He's also refreshed the bank of trash talk, which I really like to see.
Yeah, he had
He's got
got
some
many ways.
ideas.
Yeah.
बढ़िया.
Under the tutelage
9-3.
of Baby Bay.
मैं बॉट हूँ पर अरे बॉट तो हम भी है यार. मेरे को तो लाइक मेरा माउस पैड वगैरह इतने दिनों से खराब है उसमें घिस घिस के मैं खेलती हूँ.
See what he's up to over at our co-streamer booth here at the Riot Games Arena.
वैसे भी एम वगैरह इतना ये गेम आते नहीं है. And we take care of this woman and we have you gone crazy, don't you think? I mean never mind. यार obviously OVV कहाँ थे आप इतने दिन? कहाँ पे थे? हम भी यार नो भी ऐसा ही था. कहाँ पे थे यार आप इतने दिन? I know बहुत late night है और मुझे भी आधा नींद आ रहा है. But anything for Sentinel and G2.
But I'm against them. I think G2 is gonna take it 2-1. Hopefully the third
कहाँ
map's coming.
busy
So
हो वही ना.
All right, I love
भूल
it.
गए
I love
हमें.
it. I'm actually going to come to you last.
हम
So,
आरपीजी आज छोड़
Coriano,
दिया
what
मॉनिटर
are
के
your
कारण
thoughts?
लोग
Your
भूल
first time
गए.
here as well. You said 2-1 Sen.
कोई
So
नहीं.
what are your thoughts right now? What do you think's going on?
Yes, I mean, Leaf is doing really great. Also, John P is playing well, so that's why G2 is coming so good. But it's my first time doing co-stream here, but I also did Unlocking and Masters Madrid, so it's really great.
Okay, what are you playing when you usually play? So what are you watching and focusing on?
I'm watching like G2 games with Leaf because he has long time no playing, so he's doing great.
Awesome, yeah, he is doing really well coming back.
ओके आप मतलब एक्सक्लेमेशन आईडी लिखोगे ना मेरी आईडी मिल जाएगी. आप उधर रिक्वेस्ट भेज के रख दो क्योंकि मैं अभी तो वैलो नहीं खोल रही. बाय द वे कांग्रेचुलेशन इन एडवांस फॉर 200K सून भाई. 200K
You know, I was here to
200K not even close just not even.
G2 would play behind our icebox against
Take
Sentinels was
care
fine.
yourself,
Leaf is
baby.
back,
You too,
but I was
OVV,
expecting
you
that
too.
the sunset was better for us, but they can still do it. Just win the pistol, Antico, bonus.
हाँ ये मेरी आईडी है. नाइटबॉट ने जो दिया है मैं आपका आईडी याद रखूंगी. मतलब ये रिक्वेस्ट एक्सेप्ट करना है करके आप भेज दो यार. मैं अभी नहीं खोल रही. हम लोग वैलो खेलते हैं दोपहर को बेसिकली आप आके खेल सकते हैं only for fun खेलते हैं हम लोग no stress nothing
I really wanted him to say
कर्स होगा लग रहा है क्या
fundamentals positioning gunplay anti-egos that would have been great but I mean the sentiment I think was pretty similar he definitely feels like they've got quite a mountain to climb the scoreboard tells that story not only in rounds but also just in the dominance of some of these individuals on the G2 side. Leaf is popping the heck off. Jonah was mentioned there as well as being someone who's been instrumental, if not the flashiest in some of these rounds.
Now, as per the result of the first
Guys,
half pistol,
like
those percentages have changed. G2's continues to go up for the win
Drop
rate, and
a
Sen's
like to
going
motivate
down.
me,
It's below 50% now,
late
sadly,
night
and G2 getting close to 70, which
late
is
night नहीं सुबह actually. Good
absolutely
morning
ridiculous.
everyone. उठ जाओ सारे.
Sen need this with some desperation. Jonah just going to fully wall off that link side of A. Can double up with Valor if he so pleases, or just assist towards mid, which is definitely going to be the case when the Prowler
5
is
round और match खत्म है सारे.
Cross face there. Backs up, gets healed,
Curse
all
क्यों
good.
लग रहा है मेरे को?
Mid
गंदा
though,
सा एक
firmly under
curse
control
होगा.
of Sen. There's going to be a smoke in that marker direction here. I think G2 would like to funnel Sen ideally up towards top mid, but they've got a double phase.
Leaf is getting the team some very good information by taking all of this B main control, so G2 can pivot very quickly over towards that link side, maybe try to flood back in. That wall is still active, so it's not like they can get shot in the side here by Bang. They're safe to fight towards the
ID
site.
तो आई नहीं यार वो hashtag मतलब hashtag में डालना 10-10 और प्रियंका plays YT ये एक साथ जैसे मैंने लिखा है same to same वैसा ही है.
Not ready for there to be such a bottleneck here in Jonah P's direction.
Nightbot ने जो दिया है ना.
Finally a Sentinel's pistol here on the horizon. Unless Leaf has something to say about it.
Second, expect this. Oh, he does. Beautiful tap. Well done. Obviously a must need for Sentinels.
Guys, आप लोग बताओ आज तक आप लोगों ने कितना खर्चा किया है एक गेम में बताओ एक गेम में बता रही हूँ कुछ भी गेम हो वो BGMI PUBG CS Valorant और रैंक यार मैं तो ब्रोंज हूँ मैं कॉम्पिटिटिव वगैरह नहीं खेलती हूँ फन के लिए ऐसे प्ले वगैरह कैजुअल्स ऐसे खेलती हूँ Sen का कमबैक 0 क्या बात है यही तो होना चाहिए गेम पे खर्च करके मतलब फायदा नहीं है मैंने थोड़े बहुत करे 25 rupees अरे
they definitely know where this Sentinel team will be headed.
मैंने लाइक BGMI में करा था बट वो आईडी मैंने बेच के रिकवर भी कर दिया पैसा Valorant में अभी है खर्चा बट इट्स ओके कभी ये भी बेचूंगी एनवी को देखो 15,000 कभी को जब मैं Valorant छोड़ दूंगी तब ये भी बेच के पैसा रिकवर कर लूंगी मैं वही देखती रहती हूँ कि पैसा रिकवर हो जाए
They're going to play up a Prowler here from Link most likely. Oh, E3 damage on Celsius there. Bang actually not ready to capitalize. Jaw gets across somehow in a box.
Oh, hi,
down
what
by
the
a
hell?
right click. This is starting to get to be a bit of an issue. Jaw needs to find a way out of this box and he'll be caught out here by this relay bolt, but no one from Sen is going to be able to dive in there and dig him out.
BGMI
dealt with. There's Narrate. Sees Jaw come up. He's shut down. Trent don't found one with the classic make it 2. Narrate's got to go big here. Trent!
Oh my god, Trent. What the hell, bro?
Surely not.
अरे G2 को क्या हो गया? टाइम
Oh, they play it close.
My God, man.
टाइम के कारण बच गए सेंटिनल वाले भाई
Get that second right click pushing back box.
ये बेचने के बाद क्या करोगे इतने पैसे का इतना तो नहीं आएगा यार इतना ज़्यादा खर्चा तो नहीं करा है मैंने तब पता नहीं क्या नीड हो उसमें इन्वेस्ट करूँगी अच्छे कामों में अभी के लिए तो मेरा बस एक मॉनिटर आ जाए सब सेटल हो जाए अच्छे मतलब जो मैं खेलती थी आरपी वगैरह जीती में ये सब खेलता हूँ अभी के लिए तो नीड बेसिक है
Two teams full buying economy on the line rounds.
They definitely wouldn't call it a bonus,
second
but at least it means
वही
they're
ना
on even footing
वही
here
ना
around
यार
15.
टाइम से जीत गए सेंटिनल
Instantly broken Sen, Zekin.
अभी दोनों का ही बाय राउंड है 90 स्विच था गाइस बता रही हूँ मैं कर्स
Little area of the map.
श्राप
has been taking
श्राप
B
लगा
main
है
for free
मैं बता
on
रही हूँ
every single round so far. First time there's really a Sen player even in the vicinity.
Leaf had the off angle, but opts to give it up and isn't caught on the timing as he crosses. Wants to help with this heavier presence towards market, which is going to be given up now. Back to mid.
गाइस सब लोग लाइक करो कम ऑन फटाफट
Sen have also thrown that dark cover up towards top right mid, so G2 are feeling the pressure of, you know, potential to split towards B from 3 different areas. Not going to be the case. The pressure's on John. He's dealt with quickly.
I narrate अच्छा खेलता है बता Comeback. तुम्हें वैलो क्यों पसंद है? क्योंकि ये फर्स्ट गेम था जो मैं पीसी लेने के बाद खेली और मुझे लिटरली मैं पीसी पे भी न्यू थी, पहली बार खेल रही थी. WASD एक साथ दबाने में भी मुझे लाइक मौत आता था. शिफ्ट W एक साथ कैसे दबा के चलूँ, फिर लाइक मूवमेंट्स वगैरह AD कंसेक्यूटिवली कैसे दबाऊँ, ये सब में भी दिक्कत आता था. स्पेस दबा के जंप क्राउच एक साथ कैसे, ये सबसे अगर मैं सीखी हूँ यहाँ तक जहाँ तक मुझे आता है. स्टिल मैं नो हूँ बट जितना आता है मैं सीखी हूँ. तो वैलो इज गुड.
A-side rotator. G2, they're sent down to the eco.
और मैं ज़्यादातर ये सब फॉलो करती हूँ. बाकी लोग जब खेलते हैं ना उनको देखती हूँ क्योंकि मैं खुद नोब हूँ और मुझसे इतना नहीं होगा. NVZ avoiding long nights. Anyways, take care and catch you later. Bye bye. Obviously, OVD. Have a great night. सो जाओ अभी बहुत लेट हो चुका है. Come back guys, come back. देखो come back कैसे होता है.
Still it's a 2-for-1 exchange favoring the attackers.
Again, Leaf is pushed out all the way through B. Jonah wants to take a peek. That is mental. Celsius was on such low HP.
3v3 तो है बट इन पे बाई नहीं है. दर्द था स्टोरी में. हाँ वही यार, मैं इसी गेम में सीखी हूँ. जब मुझे कुछ नहीं आता था लिटरली मैं आंखों से देखती थी. अच्छा मैं W दबा रही हूँ ना, अच्छा A इधर है, ये दबाना है. ओके ओके शिफ्ट इधर है. ऐसे मैं देखती थी आंखों से. मतलब और बाकी पीसी गेम्स भी लाइक कभी मैंने कुछ ऐसे फन गेम्स भी शुरू करे थे खेलना. उसमें भी दिक्कत आता था कि लाइक कौन सा गेम खेला था मैंने, कोई तो एक फन गेम खेला था. जंप करना होता है स्पेस दबा दबा के एक जगह से दूसरी जगह स्पैम कर करके. मैं उसमें भी वो करती थी. मैं आधा आधा दबाती थी कि स्पेस दबाया, रुको थोड़ा, फिर एक बार दबाया. तो ये सब मैं सीखी हूँ. तो ऑब्वियसली फर्स्ट टाइम था मेरे लिए भी. एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा था.
Among the Sen City, you will certainly take that over what was happening on the Thrifties back on Bind.
Yeah, that was like a big fixture of that game was those, you know, far too many Thrifty rounds against Sentinels, and they would have liked to see it. Really threw the economy for a loop. That round, a good chance for Sens
भाई सेंटिनल का कमबैक हो रहा है. लेट्स गो. क्या बात है. W
John's having a map. 17 kills right now. Back to the Sentinel. Yeah, back to the Sentinel, making that role swap for this stage to his original position. The Sentinels team back in 2024.
It's getting a bit frothy here in mid. I think, yep, we've heard it. Jaw knows he's going to heavy contact close. Second of the Phantom is just able to.
अच्छा हुआ बस वेलो की स्ट्रीम करी, वरना लड़कियां गलत जगह स्ट्रीम करने लगती है.
It was better for him to call as an initiator player. He was in the action, but now he can must be more individualistic, focus on himself in some of these moments.
यार सब लोग कितना अच्छा खेलते हैं. मतलब मैं देखती हूँ कुछ लोगों का स्ट्रीम. साइलेंटली भी देखती हूँ. काफी सारे अच्छे क्रिएटर्स हैं मुझे पसंद है. उनका भी स्ट्रीम देखती हूँ. बहुत अच्छा खेलते हैं, बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा जो लोग वेलो खेलते हैं.
With about a minute left, they're just going to take their
Hopefully
time.
मैं भी कभी वैसा खेल पाऊँ.
Going back towards mid, pressuring a little bit here towards that A side as well, keeping the
full
options
comeback है
open across
Sentinels
the
का. मैं
map.
बता
This
रही
round is
हूँ.
worth 2.
Full comeback.
Big time, especially because Sentinels are sitting on a rolling thunder.
That G2 economy is horrific. Now to keep, I guess, just calling back to Bind. Those 4v5s, G2 were able to convert half of them in that series. Sen cannot allow that if they want to get the victory on their map pick here and take this to Haven. They're grouped up in B main for the hit. There are only 20 seconds left on the clock. Here comes that rolling thunder. Jonah wants to stop things. He's getting in through the smoke.
Slow walk, though, he's still effective. Banks having a TP pass it on. This gives Jonah enough time. This
Oh भाई दो लोगों को मार दिया
Jonah. But it catches second regardless.
ये तो गेम अच्छा खेलो या नहीं, बस नेम कमाओ. वही अच्छे काम करो, अच्छे काम करो, अपना नाम अच्छे से बनाओ. कोई आपके बारे में गलत ना सोच सके कि अरे यार ये अच्छे मतलब फेमस तो है बट ये कैसे, ये सब ऐसे इस तरीके से फेमस है, ये सब करके फेमस है, ऐसा ना सोचे.
You know, like 50 seconds on the clock, and they're starting to work back towards A. They're waiting out the wall.
ये round G2 ने जीत लिया कहीं.
They're watching towards mid. It's like, oh, we're pivoting back, we're pivoting back. Yeah, and then we're playing against a Sage. They're slowed. They can't even really get in quickly off the Rolling Thunder. There was a great paranoia that caught on to second. Just Too much time wasted in that mid-round trying to figure out how they wanted to close things out. And that is just ultimately their undoing.
There's too much stall to punish you for those slow rounds. You've got to be more decisive.
Win more.
With the mandate
Sentinel यार comeback करेगी जैसा लग रहा है, पता नहीं क्यों उन्हीं का मैप पिक है ना, कुछ भी हो सकता है इधर, तो पता ही है आप लोगों को.
John is well positioned to get some good info towards top mid and market. Will know
देख
for
रहे हो
a
कैमरा
guarantee
से
if
पूरा
anyone is
देखा
going
जा
to
रहा
be
है.
trying to push onto him.
G2 have managed to
हम
build
लोग
up
अगर ऐसे
5
एक सेकंड
ultimates
के लिए
just
भी
quietly.
कैमरा में जाए, कोई
Sentinel really
मार के
just
चला जाएगा.
posted up in positions,
इधर सब कुछ
waiting out
स्लो
any
स्टेडी
re-clears
सब
from
कुछ देख
G2.
के
Maybe
करा
someone
जाता है.
that'll poke around
हम
that
लोग
could
पे
get
इतना टाइम है ही
John.
नहीं,
His
हम लोग
timing
पे
is
इतना
just
तक तो
barely
दूसरा
off for
राउंड शुरू हो
seconds.
जाता
John's
है.
actually just forward. They're going to meet each other, but he's just too sharp.
जॉन ने मारा, लेट्स गो.
And those are the two parts of these teams that do find those early round re-clears. This is awkward, yeah, okay. We'll just be rendezvousing out of there. This will allow for some control of market. Jonah, though, is entrenched on this B side proper.
They have to cross this, and John doesn't have another cage. They don't have a smoke for this right now. Zelsis and John are just isolated in market, but Narrate's in backside. No!
Oh, बचा लिया वेल.
Comes to the rescue, a massive fumble there for Narrate. That could cost them
2v4.
dearly. Jonah, though, shot for it. This time
1v4.
he's given a second lease on life, and he doesn't waste
क्या हो
it.
रहा है guys?
Zelsis known and noted with that mark on him. With 10 seconds left, there's nothing for him to do. He'd like to extricate himself, I think, with his gun intact and take another from Valen here.
1v2 है
That's
अभी.
all he's going to be able to
25
do.
HP है.
This is going to see Sen go to a pretty ugly bye in round number 19, folks.
11.
Zelsis just had no options. He was stuck in a box towards the market because the Leaf was watching down that angle, scoped in with the tour de force. They didn't have a cage to cross, didn't have a smoke to cross.
क्या 4 आ जाएंगे?
Narrate gets in sight, and that timing was great, but
यार मेंबरशिप ले लो यार, मैं रेड बुल पे पाऊंगी. इतना महंगा आता है, कितने का आता है रेड बुल? एक तो 40, 50, 120.
He must have known Narrate was crossing the site in that way.
Oh yeah, well Jonah turned, saw him, he was on the mini map as well then, so
that's ridiculous.
Brutal way to lose for Sen.
Hey, Jogo मैंने फिर से मारा match point.
First kills. A pressure is absolutely denied.
And I'm sorry, but Sen have to force yet again next round, and it won't be much prettier than this. There's the C's, no one there to catch it. Jaw. I think he's got the scent of blood in his nostrils.
One membership.
Guys, the spacing.
39 rupees.
That's a bit to be desired. And now neural theft. Well, the active, a res hit. Jonah might have to swing off this. Yeah, he has to. That'll be the round here for G2.
Man, you can see Zelsis, he tried to strafe, reposition, get the crosshair for that swing. But it's so tough to do that.
ये सब I think कराना होता है क्या? मुझे नहीं पता, देखना पड़ेगा, देख के बताना जरा.
Very risky refight.
मुझे भी नहीं पता. One membership gift कितना रुपया है?
Almost their undoing, but just having the res is
membership
too much to handle for Zelsis.
Get your stats, Jordan! Get your stats!
कुछ देखना पड़ेगा, I think, जब set होता
for
है.
Sentinels. They've got a rolling thunder to play with. They have to string 5 rounds in a row together at this point. G2 are looking utterly dominant with Leaf back in the roster. He has just been effortlessly dismantling Sen.
12-7 अभी तो 5 round consecutively जीतना होगा Sentinels को अगर OT पे लेके जाना है, वरना G2 जीत जाएगा.
Very passive A-side hold though for G2, owing to the fact they've triple stacked market.
And it looks like they want to re-clear already in the mid-round.
G2 this is a lot of information.
Have constantly been pushing out of B main, pushing down mid, getting all of the info. Their map control game has just been suffocating.
If there's a cancel called here for Sen for any reason, they're going to run straight into Jaw as well. They've got to commit to this one way or another. Is he aftershock?
In a little bit of trouble, does have to teleport away, so give up that close position.
Bang definitely ready for that upper angle.
Yeah, Leaf wanted to get on that and see if he could find a kill.
We already talked
about it, but we are just looking at Zelsis. It's about this rolling thunder getting the absolute maximum value for Sen to stay in this game.
He is set up to disrupt, to push both from Link and from Spawn. This is probably the best spot for the breach to be in. Here comes a rolling thunder, but Jaw's already won the fight on the bank now.
वेलेन का POV देखा वो मॉनिटर के एक कोने पे
But of course that wrap from the
2v3
backside.
GG's
Jaws
लग
still
रहा है
active now. Caught out as he tries to get onto the side. The timing's not there. A little staggered out as Bang sends another one packing.
8-12 no GG's guys रुको जरा सब्र करो
Gasp for air. 5 health left on their last play. They stay alive in the series.
Beautiful headshots from Bang individually, making the difference. Oh, that first snap.
Guardian बहुत अच्छा है. Vandal से भी अच्छा है इनफैक्ट. Vandal में कभी-कभी आप फंबल कर जाते हो but Guardian में you are precise. ये एक ही गोली मारनी है, एक इधर लगी नहीं हुई, एक इधर लगी नहीं हुई, दूसरा उस पे लग जाएगा.
No chances now for G2 to close this out.
I think Senna hoping that some Haven highlights
अभी
making the
उनका
real as well,
बाय
you know
राउंड
what I'm
नहीं
saying?
है. भाई कितना खींचोगे?
4 more rounds to take us to overtime.
G2 are on an eco round and they are
Eco
so
round है
dangerous
guys
with
G2
them. It
का.
feels like you might as well just be going up against a full buy when it's G2. Especially when they have stingers, especially when Leaf has a headhunter as well.
I got a bad feeling about this scoop. Okay, Leaf a little ahead of the
Guardian
rest
पे
of the
कुछ
group.
नहीं
Trying to
करते.
follow it up, man.
मैं
This is
बोली थी
perfect from
Guardian
their
बहुत अच्छा गन.
These guys should just be
play
get the
Guardians,
Vandals
bro.
out of here, bro. Yeah, just keep buying Guardians, man. What are we talking about? Better anti-ecos with those.
Getting some Coach Nismo sessions, you know what I'm saying?
Bang is out of there, but that's fine. He can just group
देखना
up with the rest of
पड़ेगा
the team, head over towards B.
गिफ्ट में 11 इतना तो नहीं हो सकता है.
Shouldn't be a whole lot else to
कुछ
say for
गड़बड़
G2 in a
होगा.
round like this.
करना पड़ेगा.
The stack over towards lobby falls flat. Jonah P only has a sheriff over at this site. He's forced out of it by that haunt. All the real estate that Sen could ask for, now it's how they develop it.
Spike planted.
Eric gonna get the plant. Not min-maxing orbs.
9-12
Come
हो
on,
जाएगा
fellas.
अभी.
It is late in the half, but
Staying
we
alive,
gotta
maybe
get
a
that to
little
someone.
higher on the priority list. Well, that is true. You already had that Nightfall built.
All good. G2 that just going to be looking for any amount of damage at this point, but it shouldn't be too relevant. They do go in. You can see Bang is ready for that paranoia to be sent out.
Yep, that connects. Ends up being a pretty anticlimactic situation that was set up there. Foul on the backstab timing. Zelsis is able to respond. The Bulldog bark and bite.
You would love to get another kill, maybe a chance at a rolling
Flawless
super late into the half, but neural theft for John relevant as well, just a few orbs away. So we might get to a point where Sen do actually have some pretty significant ultimates to play with here to close out regular time, bring it to OT. It is possible.
Then again, this round basically rises and falls on the play that happens really early.
On every round.
Where the pop out of lobby for G2 is a bit staggered. The spacing isn't there, and it's an easy pick-off for Narrate.
G2 ने अभी time out लिया है.
Probably pretty mindful that they are walking into a Nightfall round from Sentinels, and they themselves are in a bit of a trough in terms of their impact ultimates. Quite a few away. I think they've got that Omen ult, and a few orbs into Orgamo's pocket would give them an overdrive, but really, they need to be looking elsewhere for their edges this round.
Waiting to see what Assistant Coach Baby has to say. He's going to step into the mix there in the back.
अच्छा 12K बाप रे ये तो कुछ गड़बड़ है.
It's a fun arc. This is the most fun G2 arc that we've had so far.
That's right. They really, I think they really incorporated elements of Baby Bay's mindset. I think like Josh actually says this in an interview that, you know, they are trying to be solutions oriented in the absence of Leaf and really try and focus on the fun aspect of the game. The fact that they can do that and also deliver results to get into a match like this is huge. And Josh says he thinks we'll be back. Leaf will come back and we will be better than ever.
And that they've kind of found new ways to keep the morale high and the energy up in the way that Dre had been operating with the team, learning from him in that way.
B पे almost कोई नहीं है.
Can G2 close out this game, or will we get another round? Sentinels have a Nightfall to try to get this one across the finish line. Leaf is going to be pushed off of that angle early. Look at the minimap, though. G2 very stacked up towards this A side. 4 players, in fact.
Mid से भी जा रहे हैं. B पे अभी बस
exploratory out of B and maybe yield some more information about how Sen is set up, because they are very A-biased here. And yet, G2 are drifting to the other side of the map. very much playing off this A side.
Don't really have any information about that. I mean, they have no information supposed to be made for all to know. It could be taken, Sen could be pressed up very close there, but it's going to be a hit coming. Nightfall does connect onto Leaf, who doesn't feel like he needs to get off that angle just yet. This man is full of confidence, but why not? He can teleport at a moment's notice, so the site is now vacant, but all of G2 will be in position to go for this full 5-on-5 retake quite early. They've already been rotating over.
But there's no flank pressure for the defenders. Jaw is not in that backstab position at all. So they're going to have to divvy themselves up here between Link and Spawn side and try and make a fight of it. Decker loses out. Jaw has the backup he needs. And Fallon just stops Celsius instantly. Bang now definitely starting to feel the pressure, and I would too. Slow Orb in the way. It's going to make backup from elbow. Harder to come by. And Jaw finds his third. Not even the Mastermind can stop G2 now.
GG's guys. G2 won.
Top seed
2-0. Sentinel को एक मौका नहीं दिया.
क्या
बात है. G2 full dominating the Ascension team और Sentinel कब से खेल रही है 2021 GDW. G2 is a team guys, rely कर सकते हैं टीम पे. वो लोग literally इतने टीम्स के बीच में प्रीमियर जीत के, प्रीमियर से अपने स्टेट लीग पे जीत के सालों तक, फिर उधर से जीत के इंटरनेशनल एसेंशंस में बाकी रीजन के टीम को हरा के T1 VCT में एक जगह बनाई. वो जगह को बरकरार रखने के लिए हर बारी एक स्टेज जीता है वो लोगों ने, और जीत के आज यहाँ तक पहुँचे. इतना डोमिनेटिंग टीम है कि टॉप टीम भी नहीं हरा पाए. G2 इज द टीम. मेरे पास G2 की क्लास भी है गाइस. लेट्स गो. अब मैं कल क्या करते हैं बजूंगी. कल बजूंगी गाइस, मैं कल बजूंगी. वेल प्लेड. W गेम प्ले यार, बहुत मजा आया. ये देखने के लिए तो हम नींद हराम कर सकते. क्या बोलते हो GG's guys. GG's it was a good game. चलो गाइस मैं चलती हूँ, सुबह हो गई है. ठीक है, बाय गाइस. सो जाओ चुपचाप. ठीक है, अभी मैं मंजुलिका का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देखती हूँ बचा है कि नहीं. टाइम 5 बजे तक तो होता है, आधा घंटा मैं मंजुलिका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करूँगी. ठीक है, बाय एवरीवन. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन. जीजीज बहुत मज़ा आया, ये कुछ फन सा था. बाय. आमी जे तुम्हार शुधु जे तुम्हार. Bye-bye guys, bye-bye. It's me Priyanka signing off from today's stream. Have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night everyone, good night. सो जाओ. इतने लेट तक तुम लोग रोज़ जगते हो, मुझे पता है. ठीक है, मैं इतने टाइम तक सो जाती हूँ, मैं अच्छी बच्ची हूँ. आप लोग भी सो जाओ. बाय-बाय.